who is the big playman of the Crimson Tide. Penn State, happy to have running back DJ Dozier healthy again. If Dozier gets his 20 carries, look out. He's the kind of runner who gets stronger the more he runs.
CFA College Football. This ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by Nissan, builders of technologically advanced cars and trucks for over 50 years. For drivers who demand quality, the name is Nissan. By exceptionally smooth Michelob, the beer of choice for people who are moving up. Where you're going, it's Michelob. By Mutual of Omaha, people you can count on. And by GTE, we can do business with your business.
We're at Beaver Stadium on the campus of Pennsylvania State University, in the epicenter of the Keystone State. It is an overcast, cloudy day, the temperature in the 50s, and here comes the Lions. Penn State is 4-0, ranked 6th in the nation, beat Maryland, Temple, East Carolina, Rutgers, all close games. Joe Paterno's 20th year, 180, 43-2. He has never had a losing season. And now, the Red Elephants of Alabama, wearing white today, come in from the other end of the stadium with a record of 4-0, ranked 8th in the nation, beat Georgia, Texas A&M, Cincinnati, Vanderbilt. Coach Ray Perkins' 3rd year, his record is 17-10. It is a sellout. It could approach record proportions when the final tally is done. The tailgaters have been here for a day or longer, some of them. It is a game that many rate as a key game in the season for both these football teams, even though Alabama's future probably rests more so in the Southeastern Conference.
It's easy to build a tough truck, real easy. All you got to do is give it a 5-speed transmission, independent front suspension, steel-belted radials, welded double-wall bed, and a standard engine with power no other leading compact can beat. The hard part is doing it for a $59.99 sticker price. Only Nissan can do it for a truck this tough. $59.99.
Hello again, everybody. Tim Brandt on the sidelines here at Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. Before Alabama and Penn State kick off, let me update you on a few of the things that Keith and Frank were talking about earlier. First, for Penn State, DJ Dozier, who missed the last 2 games with a hamstring injury. Before that, it was a knee problem, and he was extremely tentative against the University of Maryland. He had an awfully strong warm-up out here in pregame warm-ups. He looked as good as I've seen him in quite some time. He is very close to 100%. Now, on the other side of the field, Alabama. I talked to Coach Ray Perkins. He says Chester Braggs will start at tailback. Chester Braggs, the no-turnover type of guy. He's very consistent, but he does not have the versatility of a Kerry Good. Kerry Good is back. He has not played since the Georgia game. He does not have a knee brace on, and he, too, looked extremely versatile out there on the field in warm-ups. And also, they will also get Cornelius Bennett dressed out here, but he will not play today. Cornelius Bennett, of course, the All-American outside linebacker. He still has a knee problem. He will not play today unless there is an extremely unusual situation. Right now, let's go back to New York. Here's Jim Lampley.
Quickly to update some important games. Oklahoma's gotten a long touchdown run in the 4th quarter from Patrick Collins, leads Texas 14-7. Auburn has pulled back away from Florida State after the Seminoles crept close with a field goal. Auburn with a Wygand reverse. It's 38-27. Temple beat Rutgers. Palmer over 100 yards for the 9th straight game. Pittsburgh has wrapped up its victory over North Carolina State. And the long streak of frustration for Virginia against Clemson continues. 25th straight time. Clemson beat Virginia 27-24. Back to Keith Jackson.
Okay, Jim, and we're ready to play football here at Penn State University. The referee is Jim Garvey. The teams have been called onto the field. Alabama will have the first offensive possession. Penn State won the toss, electing to exercise the option to receive the ball at the start of the second half. Alabama's return people, Bobby Humphrey is the key man, number 26. He has been filling in at that tailback position and doing very well, having had successive 100-yard games. He's a freshman. He can fly. Kicking off for Penn State, Massimo Manca. And his name may be called any number of times today. He is a senior from Reno, Nevada, and he hits it high and deep, and there will be no return of this one. Alabama starts with Mike Shula at quarterback, good size, 6'2", 200. Chester Braggs, 6'1", 190, gets the call. Craig Turner is a 6-footer, 205-pound, hard-hitting fullback. Albert Bell, an exciting player, 170-pounder out of Los Angeles. Clay Whitehurst will be at the split-end position, opening ahead of Greg Richardson, who's dragging a leg a little bit with a hamstring pull. The first snap of the ball game coming as they go double wide with Whitehurst and Bell. Out of the eye, Shula pulls the trigger. First down, Bama at the 20. It goes to Braggs, bounces outside. Got a block over there on the corner. I mean, it was a great seal block, and he is cut down at the 27. Thornton Chandler is the tight end, 6'6" and 240. David Johnson at tackle, 270 pounds. David Gilmer at guard, 250. The center is Wes Neighbors, built like a tree, 250. The other guard is Bill Condon, builds at 240. And Larry Rose, a true freshman, 6'4", 275 at tackle. Ray Perkins has played 12 freshmen so far this season, true freshmen. It's second down and 3 for Alabama. Ball goes to the fullback, and Craig Turner, trying to cut in over right guard behind Neighbors and Condon, loses his footing and loses the better part of 2 yards. Bob White, Mike Russo, Tim Johnson, Don Graham, Shane Conlon, Trey Bauer, and Rogers Alexander, the big people. And literally only 2 of those people up there are true down linemen. The others are, in a sense, linebackers. And Cobbs, Hamilton, Zordich, and Isom would be the secondary starting for Penn State. So it is third down and about 5 now for Alabama. After Turner lost his footing, and Mike Shula goes back to throw on the third down play to the sidelines, and the pass is caught, and it'll be good for a first down up at the 32-yard line by Chester Braggs, who had come up into a slot position and went out there, stood all by himself for a moment, and then the reaction by the defender was just a tad late.
Alabama going to the pass on the first third down situation of the ball game. Shula really throws the ball as Braggs, as Keith said, is split all the way over on the boundary. It's a long throw for a short gain.
Bobby Humphrey comes in at tailback, replacing Braggs now, and they put Al Bell in motion, and Shula gives it to Humphrey. And he breaks a tackle at the 33, gets out to the 36. Trey Bauer, inside linebacker, and Don Graham brought him down. Russo Johnson would be the down lineman, but Bob White, who's at defensive end, and Don Graham at the other defensive end, both linebackers at one time or another, play in the up position. So this is not called Linebacker University for no reason. They have produced some of the great linebackers in the history of college football. Second down and 7 for Alabama. At their own 36-yard line, they play on real grass at Penn State. This is the tailback Humphrey. And he shows his blazing speed as he got a crack over the left side and makes it first down Alabama at the 47.
At this time last year, Humphrey was playing in high school, a true freshman. You can see he has outstanding ability, back-to-back 100-yard games.
The lights are on this gray, overcast sort of an afternoon at State College. First down, Alabama. They've met 7 times. Bama's won 5. Shula back on first down. Swings it out to Humphrey. He loses his footing, but gets away from an open field effort and makes another first down for Alabama down around the 37 of Penn State. He got away from Lance Hamilton. Hamilton looked like he had him in his sights, but Humphrey so quick got away.
Why is Shula's passing percentage 69%? Poise and confidence and knowing how to go to the secondary receiver. Then the action begins. All you want when you get the ball out to an outstanding running back is make one missed tackle, and he's gone down for the first down.
Now look out for Al Bell, who has not come into play as yet. First down at the 37 of Penn State. Shula stays with the ground game, goes to Turner, and he rotates himself in the middle of the melee and picks up 4 yards. They get 5 yards.
Here's the comparisons of Alabama. You can see that they prefer running. They are very good on defense against the run. Most teams have tried to pass because they've had 2 easy games way out in front, forcing the opponents, Vanderbilt, Cincinnati, to throw the ball.
Well, it's still close to 6 yards. The first call was right. 4-yard pickup for Turner. They stay with the ground game, going to Humphrey. This time Humphrey is slapped down at the 35, and this time Lance Hamilton got his man.
Keith,
Hamilton is the cornerback on that side of the field.
Keith, that's a way to support against a sweep. Hamilton, playing deep, came up and took on the blocker and won the battle right there. Here's the series record. Alabama leads at 5-2.
Well, the Cardinals trying to come back at home against the Los Angeles Dodgers, up by 3, 6th inning. National League playoffs, 3rd down and 7 for Alabama. The ball is just short of the Penn State 34. Penalty flags fly. I think somebody started too soon on the play.
Keith, interesting. Alabama had called a running play on 3rd and 8, not taking any chance of an interception or sack. Be in position for the field goal.
It's against the Tide. The list of officials there on your screen. They are from the Eastern ECAC group. And I guess next year they're going to start bringing. They'll take the Eastern crew south to Alabama and
We
bring
got a dead ball, encroachment by the offense. Repeat 3rd down.
And bring the SEC officials back up here the following year in an effort to eliminate some of the controversy that has swirled around this series in the years that it's been played. So now it is 3rd down and long, 3rd and 13 as the ball comes back to the Penn State 39. Back goes Shula, and he has time. And he gets it off down the middle, and the ball is tipped away. Al Bell lost his footing as he cut back into the middle. And the defensive man, Michael Zordich, in front, tips it away when Ray Isom could have intercepted it. Number 22. Now watch, Bell will fall here after the contact with Zordich. He'll cut and lose his footing, but the ball is tipped, and Isom is right there. He's got it. And the ball was tipped away.
Alexander, number 95, had tipped the ball, and Isom drops up very quickly, very disappointed, and telling Alexander, I had it. But he didn't.
And in comes the punter, Chris Moore. Chris Moore became a cause célèbre in the opening game at Georgia when he had a punt blocked deep in his own territory that resulted in a Georgia touchdown late. Angles for the corner. He hit it!
On the 1.
Oh, no, he's called it inside the marker and out of the end zone, and it'll come back to the 20. I thought for a moment he had hit it out of bounds just short of the marker, but not so.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
You got to move? You're thinking about a move. You are moving. Ryder Moving Days are here with special rates on Ryder trucks at Ryder dealers everywhere. The newest, best trucks you can rent with power steering, automatic transmissions, radios, air conditioning. Did you move yet? Our special fall rates will help you move. See your Ryder dealers. With these rates, you're going to move. I'm moving. Yeah.
Ryder, the right move.
All-Pro Dan Marino leads the Miami Dolphins in the battle for the top of the AFC East against the high-powered New York Jets on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football.
A matter of what might have been for the punter, Chris Moore. Look how close this thing is for being out about 2 inches away from the goal line.
Keep the ball hits in play. The rules say that the pylon, the orange pylon, is the end zone. So if the ball touches the pylon before it goes out of bounds, it's considered a touchback.
And a bit of a surprise, David Clark will start at the left halfback position for Penn State instead of Dozier. The ball goes to Steve Smith, a former tailback, now playing fullback, and Steve Smith turns on the Jets and picks up a first down. John Schaefer, the quarterback, 6'3", 210. Dozier, as we told you, did not get in the game for the first snap. Here's the man who just made the run, 6'1", 240, and a good one. Eric Hamilton is your flanker, 6'1", 195. And the wide receiver is Ray Roundtree from Aiken, South Carolina, a speedster. The ball near the 34, picked up close to 14 yards by Smith, and the Lions now have some room. As Schaefer drops back, hands it off to the tailback Clark. And Clark, knifing up the middle, gets 5 yards on the carry. Dean DeMedio, tight end, 6'3", 225. Mark Sickler, a tackle at 260. Mitch Farrat weighs in at guard, 250. Keith Radisek at center, 250. Todd Moles has played everywhere on the field, 6'2", 260. And Chris Conlon, 6'3", and 275. Typical Penn State football team, big and strong. And they'll run at you until you make them stop. Second down, close to 5.5. Ball goes to Clark. And Clark is up to about the 40 and wrestled down there. The Alabama Defensive Legion of 3 down linemen, John Henn, Kurt Jarvis, and Brent Saul. The linebackers are Randy Rockwell, playing in place of Cornelius Bennett, Wayne Davis, Joe Godwin, Derek Thomas, who is a freshman outside. And the secondary consists of Freddie Robinson, Britt Cooper, Ricky Thomas, and Rory Turner. It's a secondary that runs to the ball very well. Third down, 4 for Penn State. Schaefer back to throw, gets heat, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Number 87, Larry Roberts, who had come in on that particular play, a spot player for Alabama, got loose and was looping in and put the heat on Schaefer, and John dumped it. So in comes the punter now, John Bruno, averaging just under 43 yards per punt on 24 kicks. The snapper is Greg Truitt. Albert Bell is deep. Gets his kick away, and it's a, oh boy, what a kick. Bell takes it, however, at the 12, gets a couple of blocks, and then is pinned in around the 19-yard line. Chris Collins was the first man downfield. It was a great 48-yard punt by Bruno.
When the Pennzoil people came to me and said they were introducing Pennzoil in a new plastic bottle, I took it personally. This old Pennzoil can and I have a lot of history. Arnie, they said, you'll like it. The tractor will like it. Same Pennzoil, new package. It's easy to get a grip on, and it's easy to pour. So I tried it. And you know what? Arnie likes it.
Pennzoil. Now there's a choice.
Arnie likes it.
Roger, I just drove a fantastic car, the Nissan Maxima. One test drive sold me on the spot. You know I know cars, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Maxima really impressed me.
Right.
It's got a 3-liter fuel-injected V6, 4-wheel independent suspension, adjustable shocks. The Maxima's loaded with technology.
Nissan Maxima, huh?
Oh, it's not for you, Roger. Doesn't cost enough.
When the objective is performance, the name is Nissan.
Alabama takes the football. John Schaefer, his first offensive series. Here's Joe Paterno's comment on his quarterback.
I think John Schaefer is slowly becoming an excellent quarterback. Not excellent, a good quarterback. He's got to get more consistent with his passing game. He's got to come off the first receiver to the second receiver a little quicker to be a really good one. But he's an unusual guy. He's one of those guys that can, you know, you want to punch him in the nose when he comes off the field, and he gives you a grin as much as they say, hey, don't worry, we'll be all right, and then goes out and makes some plays for you. So, you know, you're bewildered.
Well, Schaefer's got to wait a while. Alabama's got the ball right now, first down at their own 19-yard line, and Kerry Good is in the lineup for the first time, and he has the ball, and Good gets out to the 20, just over the 20, for about a yard pickup on the play. Trey Bauer, that inside backer, along with Shane Conlon, were the two men that hit him.
Shane Conlon was the second leading tackle last year for Penn State, number 31. Very active and strong, big playmaker. 15 tackles for losses last year. You see, takes on the fullback, the guard right there, releases, escapes, and makes the tackle.
And call it second down and about 9 for Alabama. Back it goes to Kerry Good. He goes into the middle, and there's nothing there. As Tim Johnson, number 55, and Bob White, number 34, were quickly there to slam him down. Next Saturday, we'll have Oklahoma, Miami, or Arkansas, Texas for you, depending on the area of the country that you're living in. So we'll have more for you as we watch what happens to those 4 teams today. OU is leading Texas right now, 14-7. Ball is at the 21-yard line, where it is third down and 8. And Shula drops the throw, lobs it out to Kerry Good, has two blockers in front of him, breaks it for the first down as he gets out to the 32-yard line. And this is what makes Kerry Good so valuable in the position he plays. He's back there in the I spot, gives him time to loop out and get one-on-one.
Good. All you want on a play like this with blockers out in front of you, the offense just wants one missed tackle. Zordich, number 43, misses the tackle, and Good makes the first down.
This is Turner, the fullback, and he's going to take it away. That was kind of a funny-looking play. I don't think it worked the way they had hoped. Here's Jim.
One pertinent fact on Oklahoma, Texas, the Sooners continue to live on their defense. With 6 minutes remaining that game, Texas has 85 yards total offense and only 4 first downs. They have not moved the ball at all in the second half against Oklahoma. Back to you, Keith.
That may be the best defensive football team in the country and one of the best of all time. Boy. Big loss on the play, all the way back to the 27-yard line. Shula gives it on a little delay to Kerry Good, and he wigwags his way up to about the 34. But they've got to get themselves out to the 42 for the first down, so it'll be third down and long. And once again, Shane Conlon, the tackle. The Alabama Crimson Tide will go from this football game home to play Tennessee at Birmingham. Syracuse will be the next opposition for Penn State. So this is a big ball game for a whole lot of reasons for both these teams as far as national posture is concerned, and Penn State is an independent. A knuckleball is thrown downfield by Mike Shula, but there to gather it in is Al Bell, and Bell had come from the right side, run through the secondary, and was open.
Bell was offsides, and it didn't get called. He turned downfield as the motion man before the snap. Neither official called it. Bell shows what a great receiver he is, catches it, and goes out of bounds. You can see Bell has already turned up the field. He thinks he's offsides. Then he decides to go ahead. The Penn State fans are booing a little bit now as they thought he was offsides also. From here, he beat the con, turning it up.
And it's first down on the Penn State side of the field, just inside the Lions' 47-yard line. Alabama's moving the ball all right in the middle of the field, but not much with it when they got down deep. But this is Kerry Good, and Kerry is down to the 40 for a pickup of close to 7 yards. I had identified the officials as ECAC. That's not so. They are from the Collegiate Independence Football Officiating Association. You've got Southern Independence, you've got Eastern Independence.
Trey Bow, number 35, good linebacker, not in the mold of the Penn State, a little smaller, 200. He blitzes, comes up, but watch what Kerry Good does. He runs right by him. Makes a nice game.
Second down, 4.5. Good with the ball again. And as he cut off the corner, number 95 was there to get a piece of him, Rogers Alexander.
Alexander, the outside linebacker, very active. Pursues to the football, reads a play instantly, moves out the line. Let's see what happens. Does he attack the play? Yes. Goes into the backfield and puts the tackle on Good.
It's interesting that Ray Perkins started the game in this order. His first possession, Braggs was at tailback. Second possession, it was Humphrey. And now in the third possession, it's Good, and Good has been the most impressive. But right now, you got two fullbacks in there on 3rd and 1. Mike Bobo joins Craig Turner, and Turner breaks it big. Craig Turner runs inside the 25 and out of bounds near the 22-yard line before Michael Zordich gets him out of bounds.
When the defense gamble into a goal line alignment, watch out if they pop the line of scrimmage. Turner has been a big surprise.
Look at that score. Now, that ball game was close. It was, what, 31-27 a few minutes ago. And boom, Auburn had just blown it wide open.
Bo Jackson probably had a great ball game again, Steve.
Michigan winning big. Not so sure. Michigan may not be the best team in the country. We'll find out pretty soon. First down from the 22 of Penn State for Alabama. So the Tide's down there knocking on the door again as Good comes back into the lineup and just keeps on slipping past people. And he is finally knocked out at the Penn State 19.
Keith, one of the great things a runner can have is vision. been able to see, and you called it just right. He picked his way right through two defenders. Instead of a loss, he picked up some yardage just on his ability alone.
Pretty good football team in Gainesville, Florida, too, apparently. Only the tie with Rutgers marring their record. 2nd down and 7 for Alabama. Shula stands up, fakes it, now throws it away. He wanted Bell. I don't know, there was a misunderstanding between Mike and Al, but he looked like he was trying to set up a wide receiver screen, but there was an obvious mix-up on the play.
Well, with the mix-up, Keith, was Zordich, the strong safety, came across. Shula was afraid to throw it to him. It might have been intercepted. Zordich stayed home, wasn't fooled on it, read the play perfectly, and destroyed his effective, spoiled it.
So it is 3rd down and 7. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. In this neighborhood, the Penn State defense historically gets rough. Shula back. Shoots it down the middle. Good. DeBell. Touchdown.
I had no idea where the left defensive back was. For some reason, he didn't back up at all. He must have been covering the tight end, and Chandler stayed in and blocked on that side, and the halfback didn't back up. Bell crossed the line of scrimmage, crossed the football field, and was wide open. His left halfback should have been dropping back into the zone. Number 16 is right there, and you can see how wide open he is. Bell is just outstanding, junior college graduate, All-American.
Van Tiffin's extra point is good. At 4:49 to go in the first quarter of play, the Crimson Tide of Alabama goes to the lead. Now watch, you'll see Whitehurst probably come into this picture too. He looked like he was also available. Bell was lonesome.
Whitehurst was on the other side of the field, Keith. You can see that Bell crossed the field. No one covered him, mixed up in his defensive play.
Think you'd have a career change? Ask your neighbor. When you're looking for a career change, a lot of companies will tell you how great they are. But the real proof is how great others think they are. So ask your neighbor. That's what makes representing Mutual of Omaha so special. Wherever I go, people know us. We're Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And Marlon Perkins. We're Helen Hayes. We're me, Diane Farrell, and thousands like me. I'm in terrific company, and so are they. But more of us are needed. Mutual of Omaha is the largest individual and family health insurance company in the world. People count on us to protect what's most important to them. So if you're looking for a new, challenging career of helping others while you build an exciting future for yourself, ask your neighbors about Mutual of Omaha.
For a rewarding career opportunity, call 800-524-3200. Receive this free booklet. That's 800-524-3200. We can be your future.
Second-ranked Oklahoma meets the Miami Hurricanes, or number 7 Arkansas clashes with Texas. CFA coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday on ABC.
A look at the autumn countryside around Penn State University. It's beautiful. Van Tiffin has now kicked 78 consecutive extra points. The Alabama team has 137 consecutive, and that is an NCAA record.
What a great feeling it is, Keith, for a coach to know that he's always going to get that 7. I hate to score first and get 6 and sit there wondering when is the other team going to score and kick the extra point.
Blair Thomas and Jim Coates are the deep people for Penn State. Numbers 32 and 49. And Van Tiffin will kick off the wind. Not very strong, but into his face. That wind's going to knock that ball down quite short, way upfield, and it is fielded up there by Jim Coates. And Coates gives Penn State first down at their own 24. Here's Tim Brent.
Keith, you've mentioned that some of the players have slipped down on this turf. Bell slipped early in that series when he ran a pass route. It is very loose turf here at Beaver Stadium. The players have broken out the traditional cleats with the 7 posts, the half-inch cleat, rather than the multi-nippled AstroTurf cleat. And you can see here that these cleats can give them better traction. These are brand new cleats. They practiced in them for the first time this week. That's what Alabama's wearing, and so far it's worked.
Penn State opens now with D.J. Dozier and Steve Smith lined up in the I formation. John Schaefer. They're double wide to the bottom of the picture. The ball goes to Dozier. And DJ will get a couple out of it as he wedges his way up to about the 26.
The cleats are a big issue in college today. Playing on AstroTurf many times on artificial surface. That half-inch cleat is just not effective enough, in my opinion. Alabama has slipped 3 times. Fullback for a loss earlier, receiver and a defensive back slipped on a critical tackle here a few minutes ago.
Second down and 8. Ball at the 25. Schaefer drops back to a quick pop, shoots it downward, gets his man, Eric Hamilton. Hamilton's got a big play for the Lions as he goes to the Alabama 45. Schaefer drilled it right between 2 Alabama defenders.
Schaefer looked to the left, got the safety man leaning that way, and when the safety man came over, Turner to help on the play, he couldn't make the tackle. Finally, Ricky Thomas slows him down enough for the others to get there and help.
And so down the Lions are trying to respond to the Alabama touchdown. They've got a double tight end alignment right now. On first down at the Alabama 45, they send Hamilton in motion and give the ball to Dozier. And DJ Dozier dances his way close to another first down before Larry Roberts can bring him down. Dozier from Virginia Beach, Virginia, 6'1", 210, a junior. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, a pair of 4-and-1ers will go after each other in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. That's at 9 Eastern Time here on ABC on Monday night.
Oh, that Dan Marino, even though he was a holdout for a while, has come back strong, Keith. We remember watching him play his first game as a starter at Pittsburgh many years ago.
Second down and very short, about a half a yard. And Dozier goes for it and gets it close to the Alabama 33. Alabama now 21 plays, Penn State 8. Here's Jim.
Auburn has rolled to a 59-27 victory over Florida State, but here's the interesting stat. Bo Jackson today, 30 carries, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns. He left the game 9 yards short of joining Marcus Allen to become the second player in college football history to gain 1,000 yards in his first 5 games of a season. Jackson now with 991 yards. Yours, Keith.
And it's first down, Nittany Lions at the Alabama 34. Schaefer back to throw. Goes down the middle with it. The pass is caught at the 26 of Alabama by Bean DiMedio, the tight end. And Joe Paterno's teams have always used their tight end down the middle.
One of the things a passer has to have is good protection, time. Number 57, Chris Conlon, is protected and grabbing a little hand there a little bit on John Hand, the big defensive tackle, 6'7", couldn't get in there, just buried him.
Second down, long 2, short 3, depends how you like it. David Clark is in at tailback now, replacing Dozier. Clark's a 195-pounder, has the football, runs hard with it, gets a first down as he nears the Alabama 21 with Larry Roberts and Wayne Davis bringing him down.
I think Joe Paterno feels that DJ Dozier has missed a lot of working time, so he's using him just the time here and there, resting some with Clark. 58, Wayne Davis, fine linebacker, reads the play, doesn't attack it quick enough. He's waiting to make the tackle when he should go forward on Clark and put a little more leverage on him and stop him before he made extra yardage.
They're knocking on the door now at the Alabama 21. Schaefer rolls out on first down. And he'll go down. He loses the football. And a Penn State man trailing the play will recover it. And they're going to call it an incomplete pass. John Hand was the man pursuing the quarterback.
If they call it an incomplete pass and he was trying to throw the ball and they bring it back instead of a loss, it would be second down. That was a very borderline call. But amazing to me is the success they've had running that football. They again come out and throw on first down on the goal line in 4-down territory. And the rush, Big John Hand, number 78. Boy, he's active for 6'7", 270 pounds. Wow. That is a fumble in most places.
It's a fumble here.
Well, you couldn't see it. The referee was behind the quarterback.
There's your little delay to Dozier. And they stack him up at the 16-yard line. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Alabama, and Penn State threatening now. They'll be looking at third down, and the ball's on the 16. They've got 5 yards to travel.
Dozier is not only an excellent runner, a great runner, he's an outstanding pass receiver as well, G. Give him that ball right here and watch him dance with it.
Baker's going to throw it. Throws it underneath. Ball is caught and fumbled, or is it incomplete? It's incomplete.
Yeah, Keith, it hit right on Dozier's hands, a little bit low, right about the knees. He couldn't control it. It was a good call by the Penn State coaches going to that back out of the backfield. Hard to cover Dozier coming out of the backfield after they fake to him. Chief, linebackers get lost.
Kicking team is in now for Massimo Manca, the senior from Reno, Nevada. 6 out of 8 in his field goal tries this year. 33-yard attempt here. Penn State man moved. Down lineman moved. Alabama people were moving around a little bit on defense. And the man on the left side of the Penn State line moved.
The defense can move, even encroach in the neutral zone as long as they get back before the ball is snapped. And coaches drill their team. Defensive men are faking a charge, Offense have to stay steady. Cannot move.
Manca now will go from 33-yard attempt out to 38 yards. And at that distance, this season, he's 2 out of 4. Plenty of leg on it. And it's good. So the crowd of 85,444, the 9th largest crowd ever at Beaver Stadium, gives a cheer for the 3. And we've come to the end of the first quarter of play with our score, Alabama 7 and Penn State 3.
Rebate. Rebate. Rebate.
Rebate? What are you croaking about?
The big Champion spark plug 25-cent rebate.
Champion rebate?
With every Champion spark plug, I get a 25-cent rebate. If only I had a truck or a snowmobile, a chainsaw, even a snowblower, I could save up to $5 on Champions.
Fred, how do you know all this?
Well, Frida, you see, actually I am a prince.
Save up to $5 now during Champions Big.
Rebate.
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 Rebate. I want my Serta.
Here's why people want their Serta. Why they're spoiled for any other mattress. Only Serta goes beyond just being firm, beyond what others do. We top our support with the extra comfortable Serta Surface. A unique difference you can feel in a Serta Perfect Sleeper.
Serta is celebrating the National Furniture Sale with giant savings on Perfect Sleeper and other fine quality Serta bedding.
If your furnace is over 10 years old, you're probably getting about 60% of its heat. You could be getting over 90% with the Rude 90 Plus gas furnace. Because Rude takes gas, your best energy value, and captures its heat to give you over 90% efficiency. So why settle for 60% when you can have 90? The savings are significant with the Rude 90 Plus gas furnace. Gas, America's best energy value.
Hello, Rusty Jones.
Hi, I'm Rusty Jones, and I'll keep your new car looking great with my Car Saver system. I'll work day and night, no vacations, not even a coffee break, protecting it inside and out. Then your car will be here in the promised land of Rusty Jones cars, where cars are worth more because they always look great. Let your new car dealer show you the way.
Ride with Rusty Jones.
I'll stay with you.
We're Beatrice.
The Nittany Lions with the 3 points and a 7-3 Alabama lead. Lions kicking off to start the second quarter of play. Bobby Humphrey, Chester Braggs. Deep. Manca kicks it on the ground, rolls short, picked up short by number 39 for Alabama, Don Horsted, a fullback, and he comes back to about the 27. And here's Jim.
Keith, it is final in Dallas, where Oklahoma has beaten Texas. Here's a look at the winning touchdown, 45-yard touchdown run. by Patrick Collins with about 9 minutes to go in the football game. This turned out to give Oklahoma the 14-7 victory. In the second half, Texas was minus 24 yards total offense.
Wow. They're tough. Bobby Humphrey is the tailback. Craig Turner, the fullback for Alabama, as they go to work from the 27-yard line. And this is Humphrey carrying the ball across the 30 to the 31. So the majority of the country next Saturday will see Oklahoma and Miami. And the Hurricanes, of course, will bring the gun. They throw the football. Well, those of you in the Southwest and Arkansas will see Arkansas and Texas, and that will be a big ball game in the Southwest Conference. They have some real meaning insofar as the Cotton Bowl chase is concerned. Second down and about 6. This is Humphrey. And he cannot get away this time as Michael Zordich, the senior from Youngstown, Ohio, makes a fine open field tackle on him.
Both teams, I thought, looked impressive offensively. Alabama leads in first downs in rushing and in passing, but Penn State made a nice drive, 55 yards for the field goal. Looks pretty even right now with the offenses having pretty good success moving the football.
And the loss on that play, and the fine tackle by Zordich, makes it third down and about 9 for Alabama. Shula, a short drop, gets his pass off. Bell pulls it in, but Al is short of the first down as he is hit immediately by Lance Hamilton out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And in comes the Alabama punter, Chris Moore.
That was a great series for the Penn State defense. Put together, stopping the run and the pass short of the first down, forcing the kick right after they moved in for the field goal. They have the momentum, it looks like, Keith.
Joe Paterno is another coach who believes in catching the ball. He sends 2 men deep on punts. Blair Thomas, Jim Coates and Michael Timpson. Timpson is the speedster. Moore's kick is away. It's a spinner. It goes to Coates. And Coates is down at about the 28-29-yard line. It was a 42-yard punt by Moore and a 5-yard return.
Off-road racing, a tough test for a tough truck. For over 15 years, Nissan-built trucks have been racing on these sanctioned survival courses and winning and winning and winning.
We race so you can win, because the same high-tech tough that helps Nissan finish first off the road helps your Nissan last on the street.
The technology is advanced. The truck is tough. The name is Nissan.
Brighten your colors, sharpen your sound with high-tech components designed to astound. Fine-tune your life with Emerson. Amazing new features, the ultimate prize. Step into the future, we'll open your eyes. Fine-tune your life. Emerson feels so right. Fine-tune your life with Emerson.
Conversation with that man yesterday, I asked him if he really had a feel yet as to just how good this team might be.
No, I don't think we do, Keith. I think we're pretty good. I think I know we've got a special group of people. I know that. And I feel real good about how they're going to react in certain situations. But as far as putting them all together and the team as a whole and playing for 60 minutes and all 3 phases of the game, I really don't know how good we are yet.
Well, the defense is on the field right now as Penn State comes up with the first down at their own 28-yard line with Tim Manoa now in there, number 44 at fullback for the line, along with David Clark. And they've got Eric Hamilton in motion. Schaefer hands it. Ball goes to the left side to the fullback Manoa. And Manoa, yes, that is a Samoan name. He is from Pittsburgh, however, though he was born in the islands, and he's a 230-pound hard hitter. Scores coming out of the Big Ten. Wisconsin giving Iowa a ball game in the third quarter. And Ohio State finally broke it open against Indiana with North Carolina whacking Wake Forest. Second down, call it 7. Ball is given again to the fullback Manoa, And the fullback breaks the play for a first down all the way out to the Lions' 48-yard line, where he is finally brought down by Britt Cooper.
When a back breaks like that, it's good blocking. Right side of that line, Conlon and Mose just take their men right on back in the backfield, and a missed tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. Hand number 78, big and strong, the defensive man. Let's see who it is that's going to drive him back all the way. Number 50, Mark Ziegler. Got his hand on the outside. That's a little bit illegal, but it's not called in football today. Should be, but it's good blocking anyway.
And it's first down for the Lions, and they stay with the ground game, which is working for them. But this one is turned back around midfield. Now, the lineman had marked him all the way down near the 48, but well, that's where they're going to put it, just inside the 49.
Alabama defense, bend but not break, bleed slowly. Very few stunts, playing fundamental football, meaning we just will line up and take on the blockers and try to do the best we can.
Right now, Penn State's averaging 6.5 yards per carry, and Dozier is back in there at the I-back position. Second down at about 7 as Schaefer gives the ball to Dozier. And once DJ gets into traffic, he's not a gimme. He's strong, and he's got great feet.
Interestingly, Joe Paterno told me this week that he told DJ Dozier, quit trying to run over people unless it's absolutely necessary. You don't have to take that punishment. You've got too much speed and breakaway threat. As you can see what he's done so far, 5.3 yards average.
They need 4 yards to keep the ball on third down. Smith is back in with Dozier. Schaefer will throw. Hamilton's got it at the Alabama 32.
John Schaefer stayed right in there, even though he's going to get hit by a defensive man. Hamilton, number 30, a senior. Good speed, but not the breakaway. Runs a good pattern. Robinson, number 21, gave him a little bit too much cushion. It was an excellent catch as Hamilton had to turn and catch the ball thrown behind him.
And it gives the Lions a first down at the Alabama 32. Alabama leading 7-3 with 10:20 to go in the first half. Dozier hit in the backfield, turns and goes the other way, and then I don't know whether somebody tripped him. Maybe John Hand reached out and got a little bit of him. So he turns what was a potential loss into something of a gain.
The prototype defensive tackle, 6'8", 279, just pushes his way back in there and then turns and chases Dozier, the back. See if he doesn't get his right hand, as Keith said, right on his feet, look, on his left foot. Because otherwise, Dozier might have scored.
That's a big play by Hand, but he did it with his sore hand. That was all wrapped, and he whacked him with it. And it's second down and 7. Dozier again. And number, what's that, 79, Brent Sewell.
Oh, reliable Brent Sewell, a senior, defensive tackle, good, steady technique player. Makes a great tackle on Dozier to prevent another potential long run.
It might have been Brown. I couldn't tell which number it was.
Looked like
79 or 89.
Yeah. I've got new glasses, Keith. Looks like 79. I went to Bob Tomlin says, give me help, help. And he's done it.
Third down and 5. Schaefer back. Gets it away just in time, throwing down the sidelines. And the pass is no good. And somebody over there on the sidelines took a pretty good lick as one of the Alabama players went flying into the crowd.
Well, Paterno's got a decision whether he wants to go for the field goal here into a slight wind, Keith, knowing that...
Is the Alabama player hurt? Somebody down on that side of the field, and I can't tell from here whether it's one of the football players or whether or not it was the spectator on the sideline.
Well, there's a number of photographers over there, Keith, that are surrounding him. There's no way to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Alabama players, so it must be an Alabama player, Keith. Number 36 is coming into the ball game, which is Chris Goode, cornerback. There is a player, he's an Alabama player, it looks like. Alabama trainer is right there.
Well, you go flying into a crowd like that, and if you get hooked up, that's Robinson, Freddie Robinson, the left cornerback.
He's a good one, too.
You get tangled up with photographic equipment over there. It's hard. He's holding his arm.
Yes, he is, Keith. It's holding his wrist and his arm there. Freddie's played very good football at defensive halfback, good man-on-man cover. The best in Alabama secondary, taking them on man-on-man. Fourth down, Keith.
Manka is in. Penn State now, for the second time in the ball game, has a good offensive surge going. It runs out of gas inside the 30, and Manka now is in for a 44-yard field goal. He has a 38-yarder. He's got this one into the wind, and it is good. So Manka hits his second field goal of the ball game, and it pulls Penn State to within one.
Every now and then you'll come across a road like this. That's when more than ever you'll want a car like this, the Nissan 300ZX Turbo. You click the adjustable suspension to firm and go for it. With 3 liters worth of fuel-injected muscle under you, it's your road now. And the feeling, like the car, is awesome. For high-performance sports cars like the 300ZX, the name is Nissan.
When you were born, you had no idea how fierce the competition was going to get. Too many...
Penn State will kick off, trailing by a point, 7-6 Alabama, 8:45 to go in the first half, and a crowd of 85,444. And next Saturday here on ABC, the World Series begins. The 82nd time playing one of the world's great sports spectacles. Right now, the St. Louis Cardinals leading the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-2. The Dodgers going into St. Louis with a 2-0 lead in games played, the first 2 having been played in L.A. Now they're in St. Louis. They are playing for the National League Championship, Kansas City, and Toronto playing for the American League Championship. This kick goes twisting and sailing toward the corner and goes out of bounds, and it's a 5-yard penalty coming up against Penn State. Here's Tim.
Keith, I've just talked to the Alabama trainers about Freddie Robinson, who was injured just prior to this kickoff. He banged his elbow on the tartan surface just outside of the sidelines over there. What they use, an old track-type surface on the sidelines, and he banged his elbow on that. The doctors and the trainers have checked it out. He seems to be okay. He's going to be back in the ball game. And Rory Turner, the free safety, twisted his ankle. They have retaped that. He, too, is all right and will return.
Okay. The nicks and bruises of playing a football game. Ball comes back to the 35 now, where Manka will kick off.
Keith, these defensive backs have to support the run today. They've got to take on these big fullbacks and running backs, and they do get some sore shoulders and elbows and all. It's tough on these defensive backs today.
And sometimes you go for speed in those DB positions, which means you're giving up height and weight.
You go for speed because so many teams are throwing the ball so effectively. You've got to have one-on-one covers back there at times.
Manka comes now from the 35. This is a low line drive that skips loose and is finally fielded by Humphrey back on the 4-yard line. And Humphrey bounces outside and gets to the 40, up near the 41. Let's go to Tim again.
Keith, watching Massimo Manka, the Penn State kicker, reminds me of the reputation the kickers have always had as being unusual. Well, he's not unusual, but maybe his recruiting story is. He was born in Sardinia, a small island off of Italy. When he was in high school, his dad, a professor in language, moved to Reno, Nevada to teach there at the university. He started kicking football for the first time. He'd always gone with soccer. He started kicking the ball at practice out of the field and it hit the back of a house, ironically owned by a Penn State alumnus who called Joe Paterno. They recruited him. He has stayed in this country. When asked recently why he came east instead of the west, he said, well, Penn State is closer to Italy.
No, stop it. Pass, hook up between Mike Shula and Thornton Chandler to give Alabama a first down at the 47-yard line. And this is the best starting position that Alabama has had.
First down, changing the strategy instead of running. You can see how wide open Chandler was. And watch how smart. He's a senior, protecting that football as he's about to get hit with both hands.
This time, Good gets the ball, slowed down at the line of scrimmage, wiggles in there and picks up a couple of 3 yards before they can wrestle him down.
Gary Good is not a household name in college football, but if he hadn't been hurt in the third quarter of the Boston College game last year, the first game of the season, he would be, because he's just outstanding ball carrier, one that will give you thrills every time he gets the ball. Here are his numbers for Georgia in the Georgia game, the only game he's played this year.
It's 2nd down and 6. Good has it. He's in traffic, and down he goes. Looked like Trey Bauer, the inside linebacker, filled the hole there and locked his legs and wouldn't turn him loose.
By number 35, Trey Bauer.
Penn State has been very effective when other teams start threatening the field goal area and the goal line. They tighten their defense and go into their blitzes against the run.
Wisconsin Badgers giving Iowa a good ball game. It is 3rd and long. 3rd and actually more than 6 as Mike Shula goes back, pressure zone, dumps it off to Thornton. Thornton's got the first down. He's down to the 31-yard line. So Thornton Chandler, the senior out of Jacksonville, is very obvious in the Alabama offense right now, because the Penn State secondary people are paying a little more attention to Al Bell and Whitehurst, the outside men, and that opens it up for the big tight end.
From the bottom of your screen, you can see Hamilton, number 45, had the blitzer. He's the cornerback. Leaves some running room, some passing areas, and Shula dodged the rush and was able to get the ball to the receiver, Chandler.
31-yard line of Penn State. These offenses are piling up a lot of yards. Shula on a deep drop this time, steps away, and now he is dropped at the 35. And power by Pete Kirkendall of Elmira, New York, a sophomore, as he fought his way through there.
Well, just relentless effort by Kirkendall. It's a play-action pass, and if the receiver's not open, as a rule, the quarterback has one look. Shula had no one to throw to, and Kirkendall just grabs him by the jersey and will not let loose. Right there, finally pulls him to the ground.
Mark it back on the 36. Make it 2nd down and 15. Shula's got it. Goes quickly with it to the fullback Turner. And Craig Turner is down at the 29. And he had Al Bell breaking, but the pressure was enough by Rogers Alexander that Shula had no time to look downfield. If he had, it might be a different score.
Here's the Crimson Tide. They've scored first in each game.
Need a minute to read that.
Yeah, they've only trailed 35 seconds, and that was against Georgia, and they moved down the field and won the game with Shula's passing.
3rd down and 8. He's got all day this time, but sooner or later, number 53, Don Graham, finally fought his way through the blocking. And there was nothing available to Mike Shula downfield, and Graham finally got him.
Give credit to the secondary of the Nittany Lions. The rush was on, but still, Shula just couldn't find anybody to throw to. The one thing he would like to have done is avoid the sack, because the sack took them right out of field goal range.
And it brings in Chris Moore to punt, with Ray Isom going deep now. Now they've got a single man deep.
The reason is, Keith, they're not sure that they're going to kick the ball.
High. Tail dragger. It'll go into the end zone. And he goes in on the fly, actually, with the wind at his back. 39-yard punt for Chris Moore. Penn State defense holds him and takes over the ball at the 20.
When it's icy cold and the wires are down and they're spitting sparks all over the ground, you gotta go. Can't fool around. That's why America goes with Prestone.
A fresh fill of Prestone Chew Antifreeze fights freeze-up and rust-up, too. A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while the Prestone radiator looks this good. Get the Prestone difference.
America goes and goes and goes with Prestone.
Crow Wing, Minnesota, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Crow Wing means Northern Pipe, big and mean, and Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth golden Old Milwaukee Light. It's a beauty.
And Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, it doesn't get any better than this.
The colors of autumn in the heart of the state of Pennsylvania. That's where we are. Time remaining, 7-6 score. Penn State with the ball. Lions have been moving it well on the ground. They've got Smith at fullback, Dozier at tailback. Dozier has the ball. And he's got about 4 yards, close to 5 on that carry.
On first down, Penn State, Keith, lined up with 2 tight ends to give them a little more blocking strength, trying to move the ball down the field, going against the wind, as we have just over right at 4 minutes left to play in the half.
I'm kind of interested in seeing Roundtree and Timpson get out under the ball, because those are the speedsters for the line. Second down and 6. Hamilton has made the catches so far. This is number 33, Smith. And down he goes around the 25. Smith is from Clinton, Maryland. I remember a game where, I guess it was last year we were here, or it might have been the year before. They sort of run together over the years. But Smith had a big play against Boston College on a very long run. He's got good speed. That's the halftime that we have scheduled.
Smith is a fullback, but Keith, he was a tailback when he made that run, and he can move the fullback and gives him a good threat there. Takes some of the pressure off of the tailback.
Clark is in now at tailback, and Dozier goes out for the Lions on third down and 4.5. Schaefer bootlegs it, dumps it off. The pass caught by DeMidio, his second catch of the ball game, and it's a first down for the Nittany Lions up at 41.
Well, a little misdirection, faking the tailback to the left and then rolling to our right, and you can see the time that gives you, because the lineman took the fake of Dozier. DeMidio comes all the way across from the other side, and Schaefer hits him with the pass for the first down.
Dozier's back in. 2:45 to go first half. 7-6 Alabama. Michael with 2 field goals for Penn State. 38 and 44. Manoa's the fullback. Schaefer and Dozier run together, and there's a loss. They run together, drop the ball, and after all of that mess, Brett Soule and Brett Cooper come in and join the party.
One thing that coaches worry about when they have a back plan for the first time in 2 weeks, the timing is a little bit off. But I believe on that play it was Schaefer came a little bit too deep in the backfield. Faulty ball handling, gives them a loss and puts them into a passing situation.
Loss is back to the 36. Well, that's a helpless feeling.
It is. It's embarrassing, too.
And you know those other people are going to be jumping all over you. David Clark is back in at tailback on second down at about 15. And back goes John to throw. Gets it away under pressure. The pass is complete to Steve Smith. And Smith's carrying it. Great effort by Smith. Great run by Smith. He's 240 pounds. And you give him a little head start, he is really tough. And he goes for a first down at the Alabama 36.
The screen pass is effective when you let the defense cross and make them think pass. And Schaefer disguised it perfectly. And then Smith, watch watch him pick his way through the Alabama players right there, one after another, missing that, and he just keeps going through for the big game.
Tell you something, though, Schaefer paid the price. Philip Brown really nailed him, and it took a long time to get him upright. Here's Dozier carrying the ball. And we've seen this now. Between the 20s, the offense has a pretty good time of it. But you start getting down inside the 30, and it gets a little rougher on both ends of the field. The Cardinals have defeated the Dodgers 4-2, and now it's a 2-1 margin for the Dodgers in the National League Championship Series.
Keith, there's just 1 minute and 19 seconds left, so Penn State's got to hustle as they're approaching the goal line again.
Missile exercise, Caribbean.
Target's turning starboard outbound, over. Fire.
Most jobs promise you the world.
Birds away.
The Navy delivers. See your recruiter or call this number. Navy, it's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Hey, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Meet Nissan's hottest truck, the best-selling King Cam. engineered to hitch a tough, smooth side strong box to 9 cubic feet of lockable storage and jump seats behind the buckets. Nissan, first and still, king of the compact.
Yahoo!
Come take a ride in the wide open spaces. The cab is king. The name is Nissan.
All-Pro Dan Marino leads the Miami Dolphins in the battle for the top of the AFC East against the high-powered New York Jets on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football.
Recapping for you, Alabama took the lead 7-0 first quarter, 81-yard drive, paid off on a Shula to Bell 19-yard touchdown pass, 7-0. Manka made it 7-3 Alabama, 38-yard field goal for the Lions, and then Manka kicked a 44-yarder in the second quarter. We're at 7-6 right now, but they are getting close to Manka's territory. He'll have to kick it into a little wind here, but he had plenty of leg on it the last time from 44 yards, and conceivably, if they can punch it on down there some more, the Lions could go to the clubhouse leading at halftime. It's 2nd down and 6 right now from the Alabama 32. Schaefer's to throw and dumps it off to B.J. Dozier, trying to get him out there one-on-one, but that's called running to the ball right there on defense for Alabama.
That's what Alabama does best defensively. They play up and down the line, gives them strength on any wide plays. Good tackle, good chasing of the football.
Timeout is called now by the Nittany Lions. So let's see. The Lions will have one timeout remaining with 1:01 to go in the first half.
Mount Hood, Oregon, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Mount Hood means the best summer skiing in America. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light. Old Milwaukee. And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this.
I can't believe the car broke down again.
Keep walking.
We should have bought that Nissan Sentra.
Should have bought a Sentra.
Sentra's America's best-selling import, but do we have one? Oh, no.
Should have bought a
The
Sentra.
Browns have a Sentra. They swear by it. Drove cross-country. We break down going across the street.
Need a lift? Yes. Thank you.
See? It's a Sentra.
For quality you can depend on, the name is Nissan.
On 3rd downs, and that's what we have here, 3rd and 6.5 for Penn State. The Lions are 2 out of 5 in converting. Alabama, on the other hand, 6 out of 9. But right now, it is Penn State with the ball and trying to cash this one in. Get it down there so Manka at least can have a shot at a field goal. Dozier is the tailback. This figures pass here. And nope, goes to Dozier. And Dozier goes whack at the 33.
That was not a bad call, Keith. Dozier has the ability to score if he popped the line of scrimmage when the defense are rushing the passes. We look at Joe Paterno, who has rendered a great service to this area, to this institution, and to college football in general. Quality person.
They're going to go for it on 4th down.
The wind, Keith, I think they're waiting and use as much of the time as possible, then they'll try the field goal.
They've got one timeout to spend.
And they'll spend it right now, using 24 seconds of the clock.
And that gets Manka into the ball game. Well, I tell you, Massimo's going to have to saddle up this one because it's going to be a brute. It's going into the wind with 20 seconds, and it'll be about 51 yards.
Balance. It is stability based on planned diversity. Rockwell International's continuous growth results from a balance of businesses. Outstanding performance in electronics, aerospace, automotive, industrial automation, and general industries. Rockwell International, down-to-earth management and opportunities as limitless as space.
Not so very long ago, the average 4-cylinder engine looked something like this. But these days, 4-cylinder engines look a little more like this. That's why we developed new Valvoline 4-Guard motor oil, specially formulated to protect today's harder-working, more complex 4-cylinder engines. And it won't break down. even after 7,500 miles. Times have definitely changed. So maybe it's time to change your oil to new Valvoline 4Guard.
Second-ranked Oklahoma meets the Miami Hurricanes. Or number 7 Arkansas clashes with Texas. CFA coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday on ABC.
Well, Manka's out there, and that gives you some idea of the breeze that is drifting into his face.
Keith, a great story about Manka. One of his players say he's not the typical kicker.
Alabama calls timeout.
Yes, sure do, Keith. He's not the typical kicker. Someone said, why? And said, well, he's not weird and strange like all kickers become. You're not strange by your sophomore. You will be by your senior as a rule.
Here's a look at the Alabama campus.
At the University of Alabama, we have enjoyed the glories and many benefits of a #1 football team. We're now committed to a much bolder mission, to develop a major comprehensive research university. Here in Tuscaloosa, we're focusing on ways the university can directly affect the quality of life and economic development of our state and nation. At the University of Alabama, we want to be as successful at this as we are at this.
I can understand why you get a little different perspective on things. I mean, you got, look at this. Now, suppose this is the end of the game, and the whole game is resting on his back, and all week long he's been off by himself, bouncing footballs around. 51 yards. Wind knocked it down.
Pretty good wind up there, Keith, because in kicking off, both teams had put the ball on the ground rather than kick the ball up in the air when going in this direction.
You really have to drive it. He really didn't seem to get a lot of drive into it.
He got
good height.
Hit a 2-iron shot rather than a 9-iron shot.
That's right. And at least 15 seconds on the clock. We'll be checking the scores for you, and they have beginning to roll in now in finals, and there are some surprises. It's first down Alabama at their own 33-yard line. Time for 2 plays. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Now they go to Kerry Good with it, and Good is immediately ridden down by Rogers Alexander, number 95, with help from Zordich. And now they'll run out the clock, and the halftime score in our ball game, Alabama 7 and Penn State 6. Tim Brandt now with Coach Ray Perkins.
All right, Ray, I've got to ask you, first of all, about the pressure on Shula. I know that's caused some problems. Took you out of scoring position down
Well,
here.
a couple of times we were in a position, and we probably should have run the football. That's what we do best. But they gave us a couple little tricks and gave us some problems and got the pressure on Mike Shula.
The thing that I've noticed from the last time we were with you down in Georgia is that Mike is throwing a little bit more now. Is that the confidence or the maturity that he's gaining, or is it just the game plan against Penn State?
No, anything that he does, he's got a lot of confidence. We've got a lot of confidence in him. It's just a matter of the things that work out as far as game plan versus their scouting report, or the scouting report against their defense call for some of the plays that we're running.
Is Kerry Good back to where he's going to play a lot the second half? Do you think he's back?
He'll play a lot the second half. We'll alternate basically him and Bobby Humphrey.
Okay, Ray. Congratulations. Good first half.
Thank you.
All right. Well, this game's been everything we've expected. Here it is. 7-6, Bama at the half. Back here at Beaver Stadium with Joe Paterno, the head coach at Penn State. Is it everything you expected, Joe, or is there something that pressure defensively was solid?
Well, I thought both teams were playing really well. No penalties, no foolishness with the football. It's a good football game. We missed a couple of chances to get touchdowns and blew a pass defense assignment when they got one instead of they getting a field goal. So it's been a good up and back football game, and we'll see what happens the next 30 minutes.
As expected in a big ball game like this against a pretty fine football team, tend to be a little bit conservative on both sides of the field. Do you open up a little bit more in the second half now?
Well, it isn't a question of wanting to be conservative. Both teams have got pretty good defense, and you got to be awfully careful with that football. You can't put it down the middle. You can't put it deep because both people are playing a solid 3-deep defense, and it's tough. I think there'll probably be a little bit more of an wide open football game this half.
Here at Beaver Stadium with Joe Paterno, the head coach at Penn State. Is it everything you expected, Joe, or is there something that pressure defensively was solid?
Well, I thought both teams were playing really well. No penalties, no foolishness with the football. It's a good football game. We missed a couple of chances to get touchdowns and blew a pass defense assignment when they got one instead of they getting a field goal. So it's been a good up and back football game, and we'll see what happens the next 30 minutes.
As expected in a big ball game like this against a pretty fine football team, tend to be a little bit conservative on both sides of the field. Do you open up a little bit more in the second half now?
Well, it isn't a question of wanting to be conservative. Both teams have got pretty good defense, and you got to be awfully careful with that football. You can't put it down in middle. You can't put it deep because both people are playing a solid 3-deep defense, and it's tough. I think there'll probably be a little bit more of an wide open football game this half. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Very quickly, how did DJ come out of the first half, Dozier?
Good. He looks like he's going to be all right.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. So that's the story down here on the field. One thing that we should mention and keep in mind, Keith, is the fact that they have worked very hard at Penn State to try to improve their effort in the second half because they have been outscored 37-19 in the second half this year.
Well, at least today you don't have the heat to worry about. I'll tell you that, as you could feel the touch of winter just around the corner.
Well, here are the stats, Keith, and it's they're just about as even as the ball game could be. And Joe turned a hit right on the head. Very few penalties and no turnovers. Pretty much equal and relatively the same all the way across. The key is who's going to be able to, when they threaten, get the ball across the goal line and get some big points on the scoreboard.
Well, Penn State will have the first offensive possession to start the half. They had won the toss at the beginning, but elected to exercise the option here. 7-6, Alabama leads. Bama with a touchdown, and Penn State with 2 field goals of 44 and 38 yards. And we're ready to go. Van Tippen will kick it off. Into the wind, good kick, carries down to the 2, where it's picked up by Jim Coates. And they stop him just short of the 20. John Hand, Big John, 275 from Sylacauga. Defensive tackle, Kurt Jarvis, 6'2", 265 from Gardendale. Brent Soule from Clearwater, Florida, 6'5", 255. Derek Thomas, 220-pound backer. Wayne Davis, a 210-pounder. Joe Godwin, a 215 linebacker. And Randy Walkwell weighs right at 190. And just short of the 20, Penn State's first snap of the second half, with John Schaefer in there at quarterback. Gives the ball to Steve Smith, and Smith is backed up. Give him a yard, maybe. Freddie Robinson banged up some in the first half. He is out there, cornerback. The other corner is Britt Cooper. They're both around 175. Ricky Thomas, the strong safety, 185, and Rory Turner, the free safety, at 180 pounds. It'll be second down and 9 now for Penn State offense, opening with David Clark at tailback, Steve Smith at fullback, John Schaefer the quarter, and Eric Hamilton the flanker. Wide man is Ray Roundtree, has not seen the ball today. Schaefer's going to throw on second down and 9. Screen pass thrown out on the flat, and it's a good call because David Clark goes for a first down up at the Penn State 34-yard line. So the Lions have used that screen pass effectively today. As you see, the offensive alignment up front, same people that started the ball game.
Strangely enough, Clark slipped down just before the ball was thrown to him. He got up, regained his balance, and took off with it.
Just starting the third quarter of play. DJ Dozier now is back in there at tailback. Schaefer looking for a first down pass, lost it downfield for Hamilton. He's got it. He beat Freddie Robinson. Robinson retreated on the play to give him some cushion. The timing was perfect between Schaefer and Hamilton, and Robinson was just caught.
This was a change at the line of scrimmage, 1-on-1 coverage, and Schaefer goes to the fade pass. And the surprising thing, Robinson's a good defensive back. He gets lost on this play. He doesn't know where the ball is. He twists and turns. And of course, Hamilton comes close to scoring. Robinson just somehow got his feet tangled up and couldn't make the play.
And Penn State has camped first down on the Alabama 34. Dozier down for a yard. John Hand at the top. There was somebody else at the bottom, but when Big John gets on you from the top, chances are pretty strong you're going down.
Well, Kurt Jarvis, the nose guard, Keith, helped him on the play. In fact, a little penetration by the nose guard actually closed the crease. Dozier didn't have anywhere to run.
End of a yard, second down and 9. Michael Timpson, the speedster now, is in there as a flanker at the top of the picture. The freshman, 170-pounder, about 4'3", comes back towards the ball. Schaefer rolls that way, sets up and looks down the middle, goes for him, and he's lucky to get that one back. It was almost picked off by Freddie Robinson.
Timpkins is from Miami, Florida. Outstanding speed. In fact, he says he'll forego or redshirt his senior year because he wants to have a chance at going to the Olympics. He has that kind of ability in the hurdles. The ball was thrown very badly behind Timpkins, and as Keith said, could have been intercepted by Robinson.
They've got 3 wides in the ball game now. Adding Mike Alexander to it. That forces man coverage. Alabama shows blitz. Schaefer drops back, throws quickly too low, and he had Alexander available in front of
the first time, Keith.
Rick Cooper.
Yes, the first time Alabama's gone to the all-out, heavy blitz. Schaefer did all he could do is try to get the ball away very quickly, just to underthrew it, or it would have been a completion and a first down.
Chances are pretty good here now that Penn State will go to the lead as Massimo Manca comes in. They put the tee down at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick, but the wind is at his back. He has plenty of leg for this. He was just short into the wind at 51. Got it. So the Lions on Manca's 3 field goals take the lead 9-7.
Today's Chevrolet is a little import called Spectrum, a spectacular combination of fun and practicality. We call it
Spectrumality.
Solid.
Spectrumality.
price,
Spectrumality.
Room.
Spectrumality.
technology,
Spectrumality.
Spirit.
Spectrumality.
economy, and more. All part of the new Chevy Spectrum, a spectacular combination of fun and practicality called
Spectrumality. Live today, Chevy. Chevy.
Technology is taking over the world. You can keep up with it, or you're going to be left behind. That's why I joined the Army.
From microchip circuitry to laser technology, the world's largest school for high-tech skills is the Army.
Bravo, go active. Bravo, lock, 05.
Be all that you can be.
I don't intend to get left behind.
Find your future in the Army.
Once a year, they take their shot at baseball history. This is the main event. The World Series begins next Saturday on ABC Sports.
Well, Penn State still unable to get the ball into the end zone. But they have the lead, 9-7 over Alabama now, and come out to kick it off with Humphrey, the deep man for Alabama. On 2 of those plays, however, as they had the ball on the 34, the ball was badly thrown by Schaefer when he had people available to it.
Well, Keith, Schaefer's had some streaks of bad throws this year. He's only completing 45% of his passes, but Joe Paterno says when it really gets down to the critical plays, he's right on target. This is the only second time this season that Alabama has failed in the ball game.
That's a low skidding kick that bounces past Humphrey and rolls out of the end zone and will come back to the 20. I think one of the things that's worth noting here is that the wind will be on Alabama's side in the final quarter. Bob White is a defensive end. Mike Russo a tackle at 260. Tim Johnson a tackle at 250. And Don Graham a defensive end at 240. The down guys for Penn State, the backers are Shane Conlon 220, Trey Bauer 210, and Rogers Alexander 215.
Keith, it's my observation that Penn State's offense has had a lot more success in the last 20 minutes of play. Second quarter.
Clock is kaput. Kerry Good is out on the field now at tailback for Alabama, so he opens the second half of play. And there's our problem right there. The secondary for Penn State, Duffy Cobbs, the corner on the strong side. The weak side corner is Lance Hamilton. And the safety people, Michael Zordich, the strong safety, he goes where the tight end goes. And free safety is Ray Isom. Ray Isom, the leading tackler on the ball club coming into this one.
12-24, please. Thank you.
12 minutes and 24 seconds. They finally got it up on the clock. There's the Alabama offensive alignment. Whitehurst is yet to see the ball today. He's playing instead of Greg Richardson. In the opening game against Georgia, Richardson didn't see the ball a whole lot either until they were up against it and went for that final winning touchdown drive, and it was Richardson who played a major role in that possession that pulled the game out. He's got a sore hamstring.
Keith, Alabama only made one first down in the second quarter, so they kind of lost a little of their offensive momentum, and they need something here. They had 9 of 7 yards rushing in that second quarter.
Pretty hard to run a whole lot inside against Penn State. Double wide, top of the picture now, as Shula goes from the 20 to Kerry Good, cuts it back, and gets 3. Shane Conlon, linebacker, brought him down. It keeps looking like it's going to start to rain, but I guess it hasn't as yet.
No, here's Ray Perkins. Keith, I think all of the comparisons about Bear Bryant and what Ray is doing are about Indy. Ray can be his own self now and brought the team from a turnaround to 4-0 at this time.
Give 4 yards to Good on the carry, make it second down, 6. Good bounces outside with it, and then is brought down at the 25. That's a good play by the strong safety, Michael Zordich.
Oh, Keith, that Zordich is quite a story.
Good is hobbling off the field, dragging a leg.
I hope it's not the knee that he hurt last year. But Zordich was a linebacker, Keith, as a sophomore, moved to strong safety and free safety. I don't think I've ever heard the combination of free safety and linebacker in the same year, 1983.
Good is hurt. Out of the game. Alabama's gained a yard in the last 9 running plays. Third down and 5. Shula dumps it in a hurry, and bingo. Down goes Craig Turner in the arms of Shane Conlon, and right now Penn State is trying to wrest momentum off the pedestal and take control of the ball game.
Tim Johnson, Keith, the tackle really destroyed and spoiled that play. He was penetrating. Not much Shula could do but dump it to the short man.
Penn State should get pretty good field position out of this. Chris Moore's got a punt into the wind. He's got Jim Coates and Michael Timpson deep. Moore gets it out. Not a good kick. Takes an Alabama bounce, though. Bounces over the head of the Penn State receivers and gets a good roll, and so he winds up with a heck of a kick down near the Penn State 19. A 51-yard punt with the roll.
Now with Castrol, the motor oil engineered for smaller cars, you'll save more than wear and tear on your engine. You'll save on Prestone antifreeze, Simonized wax, STP gas treatment, Purelator filters, and more. In every 12-pack of Castrol are rebates worth $45. So Castrol makes things easy on your budget while it makes things easy on your engine. The Castrol money-back 12-pack.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Kind of kidding Joe Paterno a little yesterday and talking to him about playing the game of football with students. He said this.
I've got a really good young staff right now that's, they're getting to adjust to each other and finding them out what they're comfortable with and what have you. And if I can just get them together and keep them another 4 or 5 years, by that time I'll be retired, Jackson. I'll be, I'll be sitting every Saturday listening to you.
Wrong tape. That was a comment on the fact that he's lost a number of his the members of his coaching staff, including Dick Anderson, who is making things rough in this part of the country over at Rutgers. David Clark is the tailback for Penn State as they snap the ball at the 19. Schaefer throwing on first down, goes deep with it. He's got a man open. And the pass is a little too long to Michael Timpson, the speedster. Well, they finally gave him a chance, but the ball was about a yard long, and he was all alone.
Timpkins runs right by the Alabama defender, Robinson. You can see
all by himself.
He's all by himself right there.
This is Dozier. And Dozier's out across the 25 to the 27. They'll need 2 yards on third down. Check in with Tim Brandt for a report now on Kerry Good.
Keith, we had just talked to the orthopedic surgeon for Alabama, Dr. Taylor. He tells us it is the same knee that Kerry had problems with before, but this is a different problem now. It is a cartilage problem. They have taped it in ice, and they doubt very seriously that he'll be back. So it is a cartilage problem to the right knee for Kerry Good.
I knew he was hurt when he threw that helmet down. So frustrated. Great athlete. Can't seem to get solid. Swing pass is out in the flat. Good to Smith. And Steve Smith's got a first down for Penn State up at the 37-yard line. And look out.
Crossing up the defense, Keith. Alabama jumped into a goal line type alignment. No one was there to cover the fullback out of the backfield. Wide open. Good pass by Schaefer.
Alabama's first possession. The Lions defense stuffed them, and now they've got some offense going. Of course, they have moved the ball very well from the 20 to the 20. Schaefer's 9 out of 16 for 148 yards now. Pitches the ball back to Dozier, just a plain old power sweep. And he gets almost 9 yards on the carry.
These many people ask, why do you run the ball into the narrow slide? The reason is that the defense cover the wide side of the field, and that's the best place to run for good yardage. You don't make many long runs, but you make some good yardage there, 9 yards.
Get them outnumbered over there.
Outnumbered. It's a game of outflanked or outnumbered.
Second down and 1 for Penn State. Let's see if they go big with it. Schaefer, a little quick pop. Lucky to get it back. That ball was almost intercepted by Wayne Davis, the linebacker. He got his hands on it, but the ball had some zip on it, and Wayne couldn't hold it.
Davis could tell that it was an audible, and it was going to be the quick pass, and he just stands there waiting for him to throw it. Quarterback Schaefer's right close to the line of scrimmage. Then he moves and jumps up. 6'3" body, knocks it down. As Keith said, it was a waist down.
3rd and 1 now. They got people flanked way to the bottom of the picture, but I don't think they figure in this one.
Dallas line too, Keith.
Give it to Dozier.
He didn't make it.
Well, he's close, but I don't know that he did. I thought for a minute you're going to get a face mask call, but Kurt Jarvis is the guy that stepped in there as much as anybody and messed it up with some help from Davis, and he did not make it.
Great defensive effort. The one reason that you play the defense where you bend and not break is when the team pitches to go wide, which can be the most damaging play to your defense. It's all important that you be out there, and Alabama was.
John Bruno in to punt. His average on this, he's only kicked one time, 48 yards. He's got the wind at his back. He's good on knocking the ball out of bounds 10 out of 24 times. Al Bell goes over to chase it, lets it go, and oh boy. Oh, that'll give you a little heart flutter on the sideline because that ball made it into the end zone by little more than a yard. 53-yard kick.
Everyone who loves chicken nuggets is going to love this news. Except McDonald's. The news is that people who said they've ever tried Kentucky Nuggets and McDonald's chicken nuggets rated our Kentucky Nuggets higher on taste. Maybe it's our secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, or because ours are made by the chicken experts.
Today we had yesterday was a gorgeous, bright, brilliant, sunny day. And you can really get a look at those colors across the valley.
Keith, the splendor of those trees, breathtaking.
Sugar maples are really red. First down, ball pitched back to Bobby Humphrey. And Bobby Humphrey will get a yard or so out of it. Penn State's defense has just shut down Alabama's offense. Next week, most of you will see Oklahoma and Miami from Norman. The Oklahoma defense against the Miami passing attack. And you should watch that because you'll be entertained by Frank trying to pronounce the Miami quarterback's name. The rest of you will see Arkansas and Texas in the Southwest as Oklahoma beat Texas today 14-7. And Arkansas goes tonight. They're undefeated. Here comes Humphrey again, bouncing to the outside, and good run by Bobby Humphrey as he gets out near the 27, where Tim Johnson finally drags him down.
Well, he's a great freshman, Keith. What quickness he has. Conlon is a senior linebacker, number 31, the best tackler maybe on the team. Watch what Humphrey does right here. Rose, number 74, wasn't able to block him. Right out of the grass, Bobby. Right through the hands of Zordich, and a nice game.
Turner and Humphrey remain the setbacks. Terry Good hurt again, hurt the right knee. He's out. Third down, 3, Alabama. Shula back to throw. Gets it away, and the pass is overthrown as Whitehurst was coming inside. And Shula had the ball seemingly sail on him. Either that or Whitehurst broke it off when Shula didn't expect it.
Keith, it was a busted pattern by Whitehurst. He should have come inside in front of the halfback, and he was too shallow. Just spoiled the play.
So once again, the Alabama offense unable to do anything. Moore again will punt into the wind. The last time he got a 35-yard roll out of it.
Keith, they just got 10 players out there. Alabama better not try to kick it with 10. And might get it blocked.
Well, they got one blocked against Georgia. So now here comes the other man out there. Let's go to Jim Lampley.
All right, Keith. Iowa moves to 5-0 on the season, 23-13, the win over Wisconsin. Chuck Long spent the day throwing short, 18 of 28, 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The star was Ronnie Harmon, 20 carries, 175 yards, and 1 TD. For now, the #1 ranked Hawkeyes prepare to host Michigan next week. Michigan beating Michigan State today has only given up 1 touchdown this year. Then at Northwestern, then at Ohio State, and back to you.
6:47 to go in the third quarter. They finally get 11 people on the field now, and Moore will punt it. It's a little better kick. It's a towering, spinning spiral that is accepted by Timpson back around the 33, and the freshman from Miami is put down pretty quickly. 38-yard punt, but very high and a lot of hang time on it. ABC's presentation Monday night, NFL football. The Miami Dolphins and New York Jets are both 4-1. And it matches up 2 of the better young quarterbacks in the AFC, in O'Brien and Marino.
Keith, I was just going to say, the Jets have made a great comeback after losing the first ball game to the L.A. Raiders. They didn't look very good, but they've won 4 in a row, as you said.
Manoa is in at fullback, the blocking back spot now, with D.J. Dozier behind him and double wide top of the picture on first down. Ball goes to Dozier. And he gets it to the 36-yard line. Pickup of 3 on that carry. 6:28 to go in the third quarter. Bo Jackson with 176 yards. And that explosion, that was a close ball game going well into the fourth quarter. Then Auburn just blew the lid off the can. And Florida beat Tennessee. Florida looking better and better. And Pittsburgh winning over North Carolina State after getting stunned by an 83-yard touchdown play to open the game by State. Second down and 7 for Penn State. And Schaefer drops to throw. No pressure on him. Gets his pass away, and the pass is good for about 9 yards to the fullback, Manoa. Penn State able to get that fullback through the traffic and slip him out there in that short zone.
One of the things that the quarterback is at the mercy of is the pass protection. Number 57, Conlon, is blocking on hand, number 78, and he does a great job. Hit him, set back, hit him again, push him to the outside. Plenty of time for the completion.
3rd and 1. Smith carries, and Smith has the first down over the right side. Steve Smith behind Conlon and Moles. And he got a block from the tight end, Domidio, as well. And the surge was good for about 5 yards. The football now rests near the 47 of Penn State, and the Lions have another first down.
Keith, those 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s are so critical to the success of the team and the chances of winning the game.
Penn State leading 9-7 in the 3rd quarter. The fullback, Upman Smith, getting the handoff from Schaefer. And again, they've got good yardage on that first down run. They pick up 6 on that carry.
Well, Smith has been averaging over 5 yards. First man gets the ball right through, and the defense that get keying on the tailback, and the fullback just rips them right up the middle for a nice gain.
2nd down and 4 for the Lions at the Alabama 47. This is Dozier. And this time, the Crimson Tide jumps him pretty well. Joe Godwin led that defensive effort.
When you run wide against Alabama, you start wide and then cut it back and try to find the crease.
Dozier has 17 carries now for 56 yards. 20 carries for DJ Dozier. Normally, you're going to see him around 100. He's yet to break a big one today. 3rd down and 2. They got 2 fullbacks in there for blocking now. And it looks like they'll go to the right side, the short side. Dozier cut it back and got the first down at the Alabama 42.
Good runners do that, Chief. They start wide, get the pitch, make the defensive end commit to the outside and find the crease and cut back. Dozier did it perfectly. Penn State looked very, very impressive, Chief. Mixing up the runs and the passes when they have to throw the ball.
No turnovers. Dozier again. He just sort of goes into the crowd. Everybody jumps on him, and when they get up and dust themselves off, he's got 4 yards.
That's the surge of the offensive line combined with the quickness and acceleration of the tailback, Keith. It does. It's amazing. You look up, and there's a nice gain there. Considerable gain on 1st down with not much blocking.
2nd down and 6. There, Penn State beginning to move it way out in front in offensive yardage.
Alabama's hurting when they've not been able to run the ball.
Here's that little roll left by Schaefer. Throws down the middle to his tight end, Bob Williams. And Williams pulls it in at the Alabama 24. And it's another 1st down.
This is an entirely different Penn State team than the first 4 ball games regarding the passes that week. Earlier, they were going downfield on practically every pass, 17 and 18 yards, and that's a low percentage pass. Here, he's throwing the ball. The tight end is coming right across in front of him. I'm not sure which one he's throwing the ball to, but the tight end, either one of them would have been completed. It's a different passing attack, Keith.
Timpson probably saying, wait a minute, you took one, you owe me one. The ball is thrown behind DJ Dozier by John Schaefer. And Schaefer was really getting some heat that time from Rory Turner, the free safety coming on a blitz.
I know that the fans would ask, why are they throwing on 1st down? The reason, they expect Alabama to go into a blitzing defense, man-to-man coverage, sacrifice the pass coverage, and that was exactly what happened. All that Schaefer had to do was get the hands into the receiver. It'd been a touchdown. Get the ball in the hands of the receiver.
2nd down and 10 from the Tide 24.
Now Alabama drops back, Keith, in the regular defense.
Give it a Dozier. Big hole, and he falls down. Trying to cut it, lost his footing.
The slipping has really been prevalent all day. Substantial number of times that the backs have slipped. And some of the defensive people have slipped when they were trying to make the tackle, Keith.
He had a cow pasture in front of him.
He did. He could score it or come close to it.
And wound up picking up 2 yards.
We talked to Timmy Brand earlier, and he gave us a description of what kind of shoes seem to be best on a grass field.
It's 3rd and 8 from the Alabama 22.
And the blitz is on.
Gets it off this time to Smith. And Smith is ridden down at the 5. 1st and goal, Penn State. That time they beat it.
That's right, Keith. The same thing was earlier that Smith missed him. You can see that Alabama has everybody coming. Smith comes out of the backfield. No one there. No one there at all. And off the races is Smith, the fullback. Finally, number 55, Thomas, the freshman, brings him down.
First and goal, Penn State at the Alabama 5-yard line with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Penn State has just called timeout.
Keith, the difference in this ball game has been the execution by John Schaefer. He's been near perfect in this ball game.
Some things look hard, but once you know this...
Well, it's a golden opportunity now for Penn State, as they have the football first down at the Alabama 5-yard line late in the third quarter. If they do punch it in, make the point, they'll be out by 9. Clark and Manoa in the backfield. And it goes to Manoa. Straight ahead to the 3.
Penn State lining up in a spread formation, a slot formation, trying to get Alabama to move out with them, but Alabama stayed in and played the run. Penn State may come out with a pass on this occasion because Alabama did not move out.
Well, they put Smith back into the backfield now.
Here's the play selection. You can see that good mixture by Penn State has been the difference so far. Rushing pass, much more even by Penn State than Alabama.
Schaefer's going to throw it. Throws for Smith. It is no good. Defended by Freddie Robinson. Did a good job. Smith was open early on in the pattern, but Robinson, with his quickness, able to get back to it.
You have to think that Penn State has great respect for the Alabama defense. The ball's on, what, the 3-yard line, Keith, with 3 downs to make it, with Dozier and Smith, 230 or 40, and then 212. But they go to the pass. Now, surprise play in the field goal. I don't know whether they'll throw it. This is a tough call. They're in a running formation, Keith.
Dozier's back in.
Play action pass if they're going to throw it.
I think they go right with it to Dozier.
Yep, you're exactly right.
And he didn't go anywhere. Boy, did he draw a crowd, huh?
I guess that Alabama had so many people lined up inside that they felt the only chance for success was to go wide. But on the goal line, if I'm coaching the defense, I say to myself, please go wide. Please go wide. We at least got a chance to stop them. And that's what Alabama did. Penetration right there. Number 78, John Hand, made the great play, forcing Dozier back inside.
Third quarter's over, and we'll be back after this message and a word from our local stations.
Feel it. Celebrity Eurosport. Something more from today.
Memorable Alabama goal line stand against Pittsburgh would be in that 1979 Sugar Bowl game where Alabama knocked them off the top and won the national championship. Now here comes Massimo Manca. Massimo hits it, and it is good. Did I say Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Penn State, obviously. But Penn State now goes out to a 12-7 lead over Alabama. But what a big difference it is between a 5-point lead and a 6-point lead. Penn State campus. Quarter stats.
Keith, Penn State is taking control. They've got the upper hand in all areas. The significant figure, I think, is that the rushing yards by Alabama, 58 yards. Alabama's made 1 first down in the second quarter, 1 first down in the third quarter. They've run only 16 plays in the last 2 quarters. So they've got to somehow find a way to get the offense going if they expect to be in this ball game.
To be through the air probably, and they will have the wind at their back in the final quarter. As Manca kicks off now and kicks it low, bouncing line drive that is fielded by Chester Braggs. Braggs coming back upfield with it to the 26-yard line. Well, they're going to mark him for the 24, and they knocked him back from the 26.
They sure did, Steve. Well, now we're going to see just how good Mike Shula's son can be.
That's what happened so far today with your top 10. You've got 14 minutes and 52 seconds to play in the ball game. Penn State leading by 5 points, 12-7. Al Bell hasn't seen the ball in quite a while. Ball goes to Humphrey, and he breaks it out of there and gets a first down up at the 37-yard line. And he was just a half a breath away from going all the way.
That was a lot of quickness shown by Humphrey, the freshman. Alabama, he gained more yards on that play than Alabama has made in the last 11 attempts. Only 8 yards in the last 2 quarters rushing.
Manka obviously has been the offensive weapon for Penn State today. First down, Bama. Booed out, hurt again. And it goes back to Humphrey one more time. He again finds a crease, and he's going to have 6 yards on the carry.
Humphrey made a tremendous cut right in beside Gilmer, the guard, pulling, opening up the hole, and another nice gain. Here, the Crimson Tide possessions, you can see after the first quarter, they had 7 plays, one touchdown, 1-3-3-2.
Second and 4. Well, they stay with him, and he keeps producing. That's another first down as he gets across midfield near the Penn State 47, where Ray Isom brings him down for the second time in a row.
Anytime you see that type play work, give credit to the fullback block. Turner came right out and blocked out the support, opening up a nice crease for Humphrey, the freshman. He does look impressive, Keith. Very impressive. 3 nice games in a row. 10 rushes, 49 yards. About half of that's on the last 3 drives.
Whistle, stop him.
25-second clock. Boy, that hurts you. Got a little momentum going. 3 nice games running the ball. Now you come back and put yourself in the 1st and 15.
Well, they had some new people come in. They were flexing, shifting around.
Offense. First down.
Probably add a checkoff call to it.
Yep. Keith, it's harder to shift in college than in professional ball because we only have 25 seconds, pro ball 30 seconds.
Humphrey again. This time he is nailed pretty much at the line of scrimmage. And the man that reached in to get him was Trey Bauer, the inside linebacker.
Oh, it's hard to run a reverse play with a linebacker blitzing, Keith. There's just not enough people to block him. They had the counter sweep called. Nothing there.
This has been a game of subtleties along the line of scrimmage, hasn't it?
Yes. You know, the pivotal area in any football game really is the line of scrimmage. Now, I know all the old offensive linemen won't be to hear that said of the defensive lineman, but that's the truth. Pivotal area.
Second down, still 15. Shula back, throws it out. Humphrey pulls it down and can't get away. And a penalty flag goes down, and look out for holding here. It could be holding or it could be roughing the quarterback. Number 31, Shane Conlon, came in and belted Mike Shula. It's against Conlon.
You called it. Conlon is probably the best pass rusher. Very much a defensive temperament player. Very aggressive. Number 31. Let's see if we can detect it. The ball is thrown, and he hits him in the head, I think, with a helmet. That's unnecessary roughness. Personal foul makes it a first down.
Well, he hit him. There's no question about it.
Keith, that's a big call. Boy, instead of 3rd and 12, 15, first down. Personal foul, blow to the face.
Right.
Defense, first down. The reason you can't hit the players in the face, Keith, that's a safety measure, trying to make our game safer.
And it gives Alabama a first down at the Penn State 38. Penn State leading 12-7 with 12-13 to play in the ball game. 4th quarter. Shula dumps it off. Humphrey can't catch it. And he bobbled it around long enough for a Penn State man to have a dive at an interception, but couldn't get it. Duffy Cobbs. Penn State's scoring has been on 4 field goals by Massimo Manca. Alabama jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter on a touchdown pass from Shula to Al Bell. And pretty much along the way since that time, it's been a battle of the defenses. The offenses have moved up and down the field between the 20s, but inside the 20, it's been tough on both teams. 2nd down and 10 for Alabama. This is Bobby Humphrey, the freshman running back, and he goes in there for a good 7 yards on that carry. So it looks like it's up to Humphrey and company now with Kerry Good gone with an injury.
Keith, I'm impressed with Humphrey. He's not all that big, but he goes right up that middle and picked up a 6 big yardage right there. Gave Alabama a chance for the short pass or the run opportunity.
3rd down and 4. Ball at the Penn State 32. Shula going to throw for it. Into the flat. Dropped by Craig Turner, the fullback. There's a penalty flag.
Another flag on Conlon. Once the ball is thrown and the play is over, Conlon comes in and hits him in the face again. Hits the receiver, Turner. If it wasn't Conlon, it was over on that side. 43 Zordich. Yeah. Conlon had made the penalty before, so I'm pleased it wasn't him. Another 15-yard penalty and 1st down. Boy, that's harmful to your efforts.
Personal foul. Defense. Automatic 1st down.
Here it is. Turner, number 44. Zordich, number 43, comes in and hits him. Any blow to the receiver after the ball has either gone incomplete, high, or underthrown is a penalty.
Home crowd hooting over that one. Say again, the officials are the Eastern Independent Association. It's 1st down Alabama at the Penn State 17, and another penalty flag goes down. Humphrey carrying the ball is swarmed at about the line of scrimmage.
This is where Penn State's defense rises to the occasion. They are tough to get the ball in that goal line from this part of the field, have been all year.
Alabama in motion on that play, so that'll cost them 5.
Alabama, as we look at the score by the quarters, Alabama was pulling their guard and tackle on that play, and often the people pull out early, giving it motion. Illegal motion. Could have been what it was.
Penn State has absolutely taken Alabama's passing game away.
Illegal shift. Offense. 1st down.
It's 1st down and 15 with the ball at the Penn State 22. Wind is at the back of Alabama with 11 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the ball game. 12-7, Penn State.
Alabama's in a spread formation, Chief. 3 wideouts.
Shula's pass is away. Chandler can't pull it down. Had it on his hands at the goal line, but can't bring it in.
Chandler is 6'6", the tight end. The safety man is running over to double cover Bell. The middle is open. How open? You judge right here. The ball is a little bit high. Chandler goes up for it, but he could not control it. Incomplete.
Catchable ball, though, Frank.
Yeah, it would have been a sensational catch. It'd have been in the highlights film.
Yeah. 2nd down and 15. Draw play. Humphrey slips. Goes down at just inside the 20. It'll be 3rd down. And about 13.
Well, we had a little scuffle between Bell and Isom, but the officials separated. Did not call a foul. Isom, the safety man.
Well, you had another one, too.
Well, that's another one. Yeah, right. 82 is Whitehurst, and Cobb was scuffling a little bit, and so was Isom and Bell.
3rd and 13.
Blitz is on.
Fly inside. Back at the 30. Duffy Cobb.
That's a gutty call, Keith. When you blitz the cornerback, you're really leaving yourself vulnerable. He better make the play, and he did. Give credit to that Penn State defense. From the right of your screen, Shula has no idea. The cornerback is coming in for the blitz, and he's very lucky, Shula that is, that he didn't fumble the ball.
Third sack brings in Van Tippen for a field goal try.
There's another shot of it. Turner could not pick him up, the fullback.
45 yards. Abney gets it down. Tippen's kick is away, and it is good. A 45-yarder by Van Tippen. And it draws a little tighter with 9:26 to play in the football game. Again, 9:26 to play in the football game. Penn State will get the ball. They'll have to go into a pretty good breeze now. A couple of guys that look familiar.
They sure did, Keith.
Jimmy Roberts and Johnny McGinnis, part of our ABC Sports.
Keith, let me just add, as a coach, if you can, you'd always like to have the win in the fourth quarter. If you can stop them, you gain field position with a shorter punt and the field goal opportunities.
Van Tippen knocks this one well back into the... Oh, no, he started out with it. That's a no at this point. Here's your Nightly.
All right, a little earlier we brought you up to date on number 1 Iowa. Here's what's happening on number 2 and number 3 slates. Oklahoma beat Texas 14-7. They play Miami at Norman next week here on ABC. The storm cloud is that nose guard Tony Casillas went out of that game with a strained knee in the second quarter, did not play the third and fourth. We'll await a medical report on Casillas. Michigan beat Michigan State 31-0. Michigan, which has now allowed a total of 21 points this year in 5 wins, travels to Iowa City to play number 1 Iowa next week. Keith?
And Penn State now trying to protect a 12-10 lead, sends Dozier and Smith into the backfield behind Schaefer and give it to Smith. And Smith is racked up at the 22. John Hand led the defensive surge for Alabama.
Keep Alabama's goal line stand at the end of the third quarter really made a difference because a touchdown would have put them 9 points behind. Right now, they are fired up because they can smell a chance maybe the field goal would win it for them, if not a touchdown.
Smith is the big man right now in the Penn State offense with 28 yards on the ground and 52 yards in pass receiving. This is Dozier reversing the ball to Timpson, the speedster. And he's all the way across midfield to the 49 of Alabama, and there are 2 Alabama men down on the field hurt.
What a call. The better the defensive football team, the more vulnerable they are to a deep reverse. And Alabama has been just pursuing with that fake. Look at the white shirt going out with Dozier. Then the handoff to Timpson. And he comes back with some good blockers, number 54, Farouk, right there in front of him, the line of scrimmage. And this young freshman from Miami, Florida, shows his running ability, his speed, his presence of mind, and comes close to scoring right there. What great blocks there by Roundtree, Keith. Did you see that little freshman wide receiver?
Here's your bad news, though, for Alabama. Randy Rockwell, starting outside linebacker, and Larry Roberts, who's been a force on defense, both hurt and down on the play, and both are being helped off the field.
That's what happens on reverse plays. It's like a punt return, Keith. You have angle blocks, and many times the block is below the waist. It's a legal block, and it does sometimes cause the injury. Boy, that's a tough break in more ways than one.
Looks like 2 knees, doesn't it?
It does. 2 legs in any event.
So you've already got Kerry Good out with a cartilage problem in that same old knee that he's having trouble with since last year. Now Rockwell and Roberts both go.
I can't think of.
One of the officials is also down from the previous play.
Well, those reverse plays, Keith, as I said earlier, are like a punt return. In college today on a punt return, you can't block below the waist. That's the same kind of wall of blockers We're going to see it again one more time. Watch the white shirts pursue after the sweep. What a great call it is by the Penn State coaching staff. Now you can see the wall of blockers. Moles, number 63, is blocking on Roberts right there at his leg. You can see it. Now to the right. Let's pick up the other blockers. I couldn't tell who that was blocking number 54. Perot blocking on 57. And he fell right there. Randy Rockland. Looked like Perot might have made the block on Rockland, too. Although he could have just slipped on the grass and twisted his knee. That
so Alabama loses 2 players, and we lose 1 official.
And they lost a long yardage situation.
Well, that was a big play in this ball game. You got 8:39 to play. Penn State now is on the Alabama 49 with the first down, leading by 2 points. If they can punch it on down another 20 yards, it gives Manka a shot to add his 5th field goal. Brian Franco had 5 field goals in a game, which is a record for Penn State. So Alabama sitting there with the idea that if they could hold Penn State, force them to punt, they could at least get down where they might have a chance of taking the lead with Van Tippen, who is a premier field goal kicker. Now this thing has swung a bit. It is Joe Shirk, the field judge. The official hurt on that last play. Looked like he had taken a rap in the lower part of the leg himself.
Will they go with 6 officials? Or
I think they will.
There's 6 out there now. They did not have a substitute available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that correct?
Yep. Yep. They'll go with 6. Bob Bertha, the TV liaison man, could do it, but they're going to go with 6. And here goes the ball to Dozier, and Dozier gets outside. Gets down inside the Alabama 35 to the 34 for another Penn State first down.
Once again, Alabama overcommitted themselves. The play is coming to the right of the screen. Nothing there, but a great block. I think it was by Sickler blocking Penn all the way across, and out the back door went Dozier.
He has 77 yards now and 22 carries, and there's Joe Shirk on the sidelines. They're working on his knee as well. First down for Penn State. Inside it goes. Steve Smith. Inside the 20. First down Penn State at the Alabama 20.
Looks like that reverse play broke the spirit a little bit of the Alabama team. They're making big games now where they weren't making anything before that. Here are the 2 hurt players getting some ice on the injury. Hand off to the fullback after taking the sweep. Quick hitter. The pursuit man from the backside could not make the play. That looked like Penn. Boy, Smith, tough load, Keith, to get out. 240.
He's been a big weapon today. Dozier. And DJ is close to the 17.
He turned up with some authority on that play, Keith. Dozier missing the last 2 ball games. And the Penn State players hurt.
It's number 56.
Well,
that's the center.
That's the second string center, Keith. And
yep.
Rob Smith, the starter, was already out, and I asked Dave Baker, I said, what happens if Rodasek goes out? He said, we're in trouble. We'll be right back. 7:13 to play.
We have an update now on some of the injuries that took place on the reverse. First, we'll start with Randy Rockwell. He has an injured left knee. They don't think it is very serious. They think it maybe just he took a pretty good lick, and it is a bruise. They do have it packed in ice. Then we go on to Larry Roberts. Larry Roberts went down. His is an ankle. He cannot put any pressure on his left ankle. That, too, is wrapped in ice. The official, Joe Shirk, who also went down on the same play, very unusual. He has a bruised knee, and they don't think he'll be back. And as Keith already mentioned, they will go with 6 officials. But an unusual play, 3 people go down. We don't think that the injuries are very serious.
Well, here's something serious for Penn State. They're down to the 3rd center, Merlin Schwarzentrooper, a sophomore out of Virginia Beach. He had to warm up in a hurry as Radisek got hurt on the previous play. And they're able to get the first snap all right as Schaefer rolls it out and keeps it. And he's close to a first down.
A wise decision by Schaefer. Receiver was covered. Hamilton in the corner. No one to throw to. Schaefer is hurt a little bit, Keith. Schaefer's hurt just a little bit. Got his ankle. He's got to leave the ball game.
Well, I think Radisek has come running back on the field now, the starting center. Right now, their concern is their quarterback, John Schaefer. Backing him up is Matt Kinzer. So all of a sudden here late in the ball game, both sides accumulating injuries. Key people.
Matt Kisner, Keith, has only thrown one pass this season, number 7. He was in the running for the quarterback position up until the week of the first game when Joe Paterno decided he was not going to have the quarterback controversy and selected Schaefer as the starter. Schaefer is leaving the ball game. Think about the pressure on this young man. The quarterbacks, as a rule, like that pressure. If they're any good, the last 5 plays, we've had 4 hurt players and 1 hurt referee.
Well, I think you'll see Schaefer come back, but right now Kisner is in there. He is a junior from Youngwood, Pennsylvania. It is 3rd down and 1.5 yards for Penn State to get a first down with Dozier. And Kisner keeps the ball, throws the ball, completes it, touchdown, Ryan Seiberling.
What a gutty call. What a gutty call on 3rd and short to run a bootleg fake without a personal interference as a blocker. Kaiser is a better runner, much more speed than Schaefer. And Penn State quarterback coach, signal caller Joe Paterno decided we'll use that speed, roll to the outside, and Seiberling again was wide open for the TD.
I don't believe anybody in the ballpark expected Kisner to roll out and throw the ball having just come in. Everything was lined up. Everything was lined up for a Dozier dive. And Schaefer now comes running back on the field and calls a timeout.
I guess they would be thinking about going for 2 instead of 1.
I think
don't know why.
Exactly what they've got in mind.
I wouldn't want that. I want the 9 points, not 8.
Test pilot Chuck Yeager for AC Delco.
Up here. You got to like Matt Kisner's stats on the season. He's thrown 2 passes, completed both for 25 yards and 1 touchdown.
And 1 big touchdown.
They're not going to go for 2
No,
now.
that would have been a mistake. You need 9 points.
Baker's extra point kick is good. So now, your turn, Alabama. With 6:12 to play, 19-10 Penn State.
The play is a bootleg without a personal interference. Fake all the backs to the opposite side. Kisner comes out without a personal blocker and fools everybody. Seiberling, the tight end, goes in for the touchdown. Alabama fooled completely because it was such a surprise play, a gutty call. Every once in a while, you've got to dare to do the unexpected. That's a perfect example of the results when you can do it and pull it off.
And so Penn State leading by 9 points. Will now kick off to Alabama. And we join Jim.
All right, let's quickly get up to date on what's happening on the West Coast. UCLA leading Stanford 13-3. John lead 2 more field goals. He's 13 of 13 on the year. Washington is leading California 14-3. Remember, Washington unbeaten in the Pac-10 despite the 2 early season losses out of the league. Washington State is leading Oregon 20-0. Mark Riepin having a big game there for Washington State. Back to you, Keith.
About time the Cougars get cranked up.
East Alabama needs some good field position. They'll be kicking off. Penn State will into the wind. They need to get some good field position.
Humphrey at the 5. Bobby Humphrey. Oh, don't know. If he cuts it left, he might still be running.
Good call, Keith. He would have. Had an open field.
Tim Brandt.
Keith, we just talked to the folks down here on the Penn State sideline. What happened to Schaefer was his knee buckled a little bit when he set the plan on that play when he got injured. It is okay. He is expected to return when Penn State gets the ball back. He's fine, but so's Kisner. Great call, great play.
You're going to be in shape, Tim, going from sideline to sideline.
36-yard line, first down, Alabama. Time now on Penn State's side. Shula goes to first down pass. Zips one to Whitehurst. Didn't catch it. Ball bounced into his hands.
The amazing thing is how they've shut Bell, the great Alabama receiver, down since the first quarter.
Next Saturday, most of the country, Oklahoma, Miami, at Norman. The Southwest and Arkansas will see the Razorbacks and the Longhorns go at it. The big ball game in the Southwest Conference. Arkansas undefeated. Texas losing its first today by a touchdown to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's defense just outstanding, Keith, as we've known all along. Maybe the best college defense in America.
Without Casillas, it loses something.
Yes, it does. Casillas was All-American last year.
Second down and 10. Shula throwing again. Gets some heat this time. He's got a lot of open field. He can run for the first down if he turn it upfield. But he doesn't get upfield enough, and he's going to be about 3 yards short as the strong safety Zorich came up to get him.
Penn State continues to play just a basic defense, Keith. As we said earlier, they're not taking any chances, drop back, and force the offense to execute. Those defensive backs are covering deep. There's just no way to get in behind them unless they start gambling. Don't look like they want to do that.
Third down and 4. Bell, first down at the Penn State 46.
Timing perfect, Keith. Shula went back, just a 4-step drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, planted, and let the ball go. Bell turns inside before the linebackers can get back there. Hamilton makes the play. Here's Albert Bell, just outstanding. Has been shut down and very quiet since the first quarter.
Whitehurst drills him right on the numbers, and he makes the catch at the 36-yard line of Penn State, and that could be another first down depending on the spot.
He gives him the first down, Keith, or close to it. Once again, this quick drop before the rush can get to the quarterback, Shula. Earlier, Shula had been dropping 7 to 9 yards, and the rush was getting to him. Now he's stopping at 4 and 5 steps, and the receiver's throwing the ball on timing, and it's worked.
You got 4 minutes and 51 seconds to play in the ball game as they bring the chains on to check the first down. He's got it. And I guess Joe Shirk's up now and back tending to his duties after being wrapped on the leg, in which we had 2 Alabama players go down along with the official.
Here's what Mike Shula has done today. Well, about 18.
From the Penn State 36.
Blitz is on.
Checked off. Gets it away, and no good. Intended for Bobby Humphrey. Bell was the short man down the middle and drew a crowd. They had 2 receivers going down that sideline. I would guess that Whitehurst must have broken the play because he was running right along with Humphrey.
Well, Humphrey is coming out of the backfield. Shula has to throw the ball. Had he had a fraction of a second more, he could have thrown the ball in there wrapped in tissue paper, and it would have been a touchdown.
Second down and 10.
Double coverage everywhere, Keith. 3-man rush.
Ball is zipped right through the hands of the split-end Clay Whitehurst. Remember now, Greg Richardson is not in there. He is down with a pulled hamstring. And he was the key man for Alabama in that winning touchdown drive in the final seconds against Georgia.
Keith, Joe Paterno's over there calling right now whether we want to blitz or whether we want to defend. The head coach puts that ratio of rush and defend into a situation like this. Perkins wants timeout.
And somebody finally heard him.
He's been screaming, Keith, you're right.
Wes Neighbors didn't hear him. Wes snapped the ball back to midfield. 19-10 Penn State.
Witness the birth of a bright new star, created through the joint effort of General Motors and Toyota. Nova, from today's Chevrolet. Nova, the best of both worlds, with room and comfort, attention to details, and responsive performance. New Nova from today's Chevrolet. It's not just better, it's the best of both worlds.
Drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy.
Nova.
Jack Rafferty proves you just can't tell.
The fellas that I work with are pretty perceptive. They don't miss too much. No one had picked up the fact that the gray was gone from my hair. It was that simple. No one realized I was using the Grecian Formula 16. It was so gradual. The Grecian has a natural look about it. It's not a dye, it's a clear liquid. The questions most asked by the fellas at work were, what are you doing? You working out? Are you losing weight? And unless I told them I was using the Grecian Formula 16, they never would have guessed.
Grecian Formula 16. You just can't tell who's using it.
Second-ranked Oklahoma meets the Miami Hurricanes. Or number 7 Arkansas clashes with Texas. CFA coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday on ABC.
4:27 to play in the ball game. Both teams undefeated coming in. Penn State ranked 6th, Alabama 8th. And State the lead right now, 19-10. It is 3rd down and 10. Got to keep an eye on Bell here. He goes in motion. And they run it. Run it with Humphrey, and they eat him up.
He missed the cut. Keith, he had a good hole over to the right. He didn't see it. Now they're going for the field goal, feeling like, Keith, they got to have a touchdown and a field goal anyway. I think that's what they wanted to do then. Get the field goal or the first down on that run.
Well, Van Tiffin is going to have to swing a pretty firm leg. He hit a 45-yarder a while ago. This is going to be a 52-yarder. His longest is 57. Plenty of leg, but I think he's hooked it. Missed it. 3:52 to play. Here's Jim.
Here's the only top 10 game on which we have not given you full details. BYU winning its 24th straight game in the Western Athletic Conference, 28-zip over San Diego State. Robbie Bosco on the day, 25 of 37, 254 yards, mostly the short stuff. And he threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for 1. So Bosco and BYU up the season record to 5-1. And with the 24th straight win in the WAC. Back to you, Keith Jackson.
That's a pretty good performance by the BYU defense because Todd Santos and company had run up 41 points on Stanford last week. So it's first down, Penn State, as they take over at the 35. And it's up to the Alabama defense now to shut down the Penn State running game. And they finally wrestled Dozier out of bounds at about the 37, 38-yard line.
John Hand, the big tackle, number 78, spoils the play again by getting some penetration. There he is. He just steps right over the Penn State blocker. Let's see what he does to the fullback. He goes right around the other back, and gets a hand at the leg of Dozier, and he goes down. DJ Dozier has 83 yards today.
Second down and 7 from the 38.
Keith, Penn State's only lost once when Dozier rushed for 100 yards.
He's got it again. And he's up near the 45.
First down.
Yep. Nope, they don't think so. They're going to mark him short of the 45.
Right. Stands don't like that, but I believe it was a good spot. That's what DJ Dozier has done. Missed 2 ball games and had an extra off week, Keith, last week to really get well. He had a pulled muscle. He's had a succession of physical problems since he's been here. Has never played a full season without an injury. Rushed for 1,000 yards as a freshman.
Third and about a foot. They hand it inside to Steve Smith, the fullback. Big Steve gets the first down at the Penn State 48-yard line at 2:59 to play.
Keith, the winning formula in college has been, since I can ever remember, the team that makes the fewest mistakes usually wins. Of course, for this ball game, neither team has made a mistake. So we go back and say the team that rushes for the most yardage usually wins in college. And that looks like Penn State. They've moved the ball on the ground. Alabama has had difficulty. There it is, 197 yards to 94 rushing. That's a college statistic that we coaches like to believe in.
On first down, Schaefer gives it on a delay to Dozier, and Dozier is knocked down behind the line of scrimmage by number 65 for Alabama, who came flying through there. That's Derek Slaughter, defensive tackle.
Alabama used their last timeout.
And Penn State has one.
Give credit to a lot of things about this Penn State team, but I think their signal calling, Keith, has been outstanding, mixing up the plays, and we're all looking forward to this series. It's going to be a great World Series. ABC.
Starts next Saturday. It'll be either the Dodgers or Cardinals against either Kansas City or Toronto. St. Louis won today to make that 2-1 Dodgers, and Kansas City won last night on a remarkable performance by George Brett to make that a 2-1 Toronto. St. Louis 4-2 today as Cox got the win.
Keith, we got some great scores coming up, too. If I remember right, we had 5 teams playing today that were all ranked in the top 20. Some big ball games around the country today.
.227 to play in the football game. A 9-point lead for Penn State.
Alabama defense has to gamble now. Take chances, and here they come with a blitz.
The ball is handed off to Steve Smith again. And though Dozier's had a pretty good ball game, Smith has had a very big ball game.
Not only when he carried the ball, Keith, but he's been making the key block time after time when Dozier had the ball. So a big old fullback like that, 240 pounds, plate tailback, good speed, good threat with the ball, all-purpose back. Makes Penn State a much better football team. There's the score. Penn State has won 4 ball games. Biggest margin was 7 points.
And a crowd of 85,444 here at Beaver Stadium to see it. It is 3rd down and 8. Schaefer gives to Dozier, and Alabama's got him at the tied 49. And it brings up 4th down and the kicking team on the field for Penn State. But the clock is ticking away.
Alabama has another player hurt, Steve, number 90, Joe Godwin, the outstanding linebacker. Boy, they have had some tough breaks.
And they've got to play Tennessee next week in Birmingham. Again, Jim.
Wild game just over. Purdue has beaten Illinois. 3rd loss of the year already for Illinois. You think they have pitching in the National League Championship Series? Here is pitching. Combined today, Jack Trudeau and Jim Everett were 66 for 113 in the air, 877 yards and 7 TDs. Everett getting slightly the better of it as his team won 27 of 47, 464 yards, 4 TDs. David Williams caught 3 touchdown passes for Illinois, but in the closing minute of play, Illinois had the football at the 1-yard line of Purdue, and Trudeau's pass intended for Williams was batted down to preserve the Purdue victory. Back to you, Keith.
Hope they ice those arms down after that.
They're going to have to take a week off. Take a rest. Alabama has to go for the block kick. You have to be careful that don't rough the kicker.
Al Bell is deep.
10 men coming, Steve.
Bruno, the punter.
They're using all 25 seconds.
Now they'll take the 5-yard penalty.
Keith, what does this game mean to Penn State if they win? Looking at their schedule, I doubt if there'd be a team left that they wouldn't be favored to win. So this may be a great turnaround from 6-5 last year.
Illegal delay, kicking team, clock starts on the snap.
I don't know if we've had a team turn from a 6-5 to an undefeated season, but that's conceivable with the way this Penn State team has played today. Offsides, good call.
Bell comes up at the 19. There are 6 blue shirts waiting for him. Well, that's what happens, too. When you send 10 trying to block it and the kick is away, there is nobody back there to help your return man. There were 6 blue shirts waiting for him.
Bell had no chance. No chance. Keith, you're exactly right. All you have left is just try to get the ball and move up the field and take as much yardage straight ahead as you can possibly get before you get slaughtered.
So Alabama will have it at the 26, trailing by 9 points and 57 seconds to play in the game. And they go with 3 wide receivers. For Bell down the middle, he's got it, he's loose. Al Bell is inside the 30, down to about the 26-yard line. Duffy Cobbs finally brought him down.
A brilliant throw outstanding catch. You cannot draw it up any further than this. The ball was released before Bell made his cut, and the speed and ability of Bell comes close to scoring.
Shula back, Bell again, out of bounds. Stops the clock at the 20 with 42 seconds to play in the ball game.
Cobb's, the defensive back, Keith, had been coached well. Stay off of Bell. Don't play him tight. He gave him a big cushion. Smart thing to do at this time of the ball game.
It'll be 2nd down and 4. But even if they score, it seems a virtual impossibility that Alabama could pull it off.
Onside kick and a field goal with the wind helping it would be the only chance. They need to score in a hurry.
It's possible, but they got to get it in the end zone, as you said, in a hurry. Shula throws it up, and it is incomplete.
Well, Shula's had a couple that could have been touchdowns.
Yep.
Tough catches, but they could have been caught. Here's another one.
This is Humphrey.
Good pressure by the Penn State team. He had to throw the ball.
Got Chandler underneath and Humphrey in the end zone, and one defender between them, and that defender took care of it. So it's 3rd down from the 20 for Alabama.
Here's Bell being double covered. They have to go down the middle.
Chandler just brushed his fingers as it goes over his head and incomplete in the end zone.
Michael Gordick, the old linebacker, strong safety, free safety, and back to strong safety, is covering the tight end. And man for man, as Penn State decided to blitz on the play. Shula gets a big drop. Here's Chandler. Once again, just a little bit high.
Well, if he'd have kept going all the way to the goal line instead of turning back, he'd have made it.
You should be coaching the wide receivers, Keith. You're exactly right.
Turn too soon. Got to go to the goal line. No sense in turning around before you get there. Shula has to dump it off to Humphrey, and Humphrey gets one block.
He gets the first down.
Got the first down, I think, depending on the spot.
They gave it to him, Keith. Great effort by
Now
Humphrey.
you got 2 Penn State players down. Number 31 is one of them. That's Shane Conlon. And Rogers Alexander, he is also down.
They were making a tremendous, valiant effort to get to the ball carrier, and it was just a full, all-out collision right there at the spot.
21 seconds to play.
Goodness, that's 2 of the 3 outstanding linebackers of the Penn State team. Now the clock will start, Keith, as soon as the players get off the field. The old rule, here it is again. Let's see if we can tell what happened. 30, let's see, 31 and 95 of the 2.
They just got tangled up, didn't they?
Right here.
Oh, they ran together.
Right there.
They ran together.
22 Isom, 35 Bow making the tackle, pushing the receiver back, but he has the spot at the furthest advance of the ball.
I think Alexander's all right now. He's gotten up because Conlon was laying on his legs, and Roger finally got up, but it is Conlon, the man, who is really shaken up on the play. Alexander looks to be all right. Alabama should have it all talked over, and as soon as Conlon comes off the field, Alabama needs to be up over the ball, ready to snap it.
There was a time that we did not start the clock after an injury timeout. After an injury timeout, I should say, until 2 years ago. Now we started on ready, if that's the case.
20 seconds. And as soon as he blows it ready, Alabama's up over the ball now and ready to play.
And Conlon is walking off under his own power. Both linebackers seem to be all right. I know the Penn State fans are pleased about that. Key play in this ball game, Keith, the reverse.
Yep.
The reverse.
A big play.
With a freshman carrying the ball, Timpson.
Shula on first down, looks into the end zone, throws into the end zone, and it's incomplete, intended for Whitehurst. Double coverage on him. 14 seconds to play.
Whitehurst substituting for the starting receiver, Richardson, trying to get inside. on number 19, Gary Wilkinson. And 45, Hamilton comes in and really saves the touchdown. Number 45, Hamilton.
Well, here Chandler, 6'6". He might be a
Right
target
down the
here.
middle, he's open.
There it is, touchdown, Alabama.
They've had it open every time, just couldn't hit it, Keith. Yep. Now they go for one, onside kick and timeouts, and they're in trouble.
They don't have a timeout.
No, that's right. That's right. Well, the clock doesn't start on the kickoff until the snap. They get that advantage. But Chandler, the safety man's going to run out. Iceland is over double covering Bell. Shula identifies the defense. See how wide open the tight end is for the touchdown. Thornton Chandler, 6'6", 238 pounds.
Tippin for the extra point. Good. It's now a 2-point game again with 10 seconds to play, and you know the onside kick is coming. But Alabama does not have a timeout. So here's the circumstance. If Alabama could recover the ball, and Penn State's going to send every back, every receiver, everybody up there with good hands is going to be there, including Joe. And but if Alabama should recover the ball, then they will have 10 seconds.
The only chance, Keith, would be a throw an out pass, make enough yardage for the first down, and get a little bit closer. Out of bounds would stop the clock, and then line up and attempt the winning field goal.
These two teams have had some dandies, haven't they?
They have, Keith. It's a great series.
It is.
We don't have enough in college football, the intersectional series like this, that give us a comparison, a barometer of teams in different areas. As we look at Joe Paterno, what a fantastic career that this man has had.
We'll have the detail of the day with Jimmy as soon as this ball game is over. These last few seconds have been packed with drama.
Been a good ball game, well played. I still don't think we've had a turnover by either team. How long has it been since we've done a game where neither team turned the ball over? Credit to these coaches playing that style of play. The team that makes the fewest mistakes usually wins.
And it's been a tough day in the trenches.
Either team turned the ball over, Keith, you're right. In the trenches has been the key point. Either team had turned the ball over and set up a touchdown. That team would have had the best chance to win.
Tiffin now wants to put the ball on the hash mark for the kickoff.
The ball has to go 10 yards to be a legal kickoff. Should Penn State touch the ball before it goes 10 yards, then it's a free ball. It's a free ball. Let's watch it.
He's going to hook it back to the left.
He's going to take it right down the middle and go recover it himself.
Ball's loose. Still loose.
Alabama gets it. They got a field goal chance. They got it, too.
Now, wait a minute. They got it. They've got it. Alabama comes up with the ball. It rattled around, and 3 Penn State men had a shot at it. And listen to this. You know who recovered it? An Alabama player named Lydell Mitchell.
They called Alabama offside.
Offside. Flag on the far side from a linesman has wiped it out.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, me. But isn't that incredible that an Alabama player named Lydell Mitchell would recover the loose football? But that moment of excitement is wiped out by a flag dropped ever so subtly by a linesman on the far side of the field.
Looks like this. Oh, yeah. Here's one man right in the middle of the line. He's already offside right there.
Yep.
Oh, what a mistake that is. A couple more probably going to be offside before it's kicked. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
There's 2 of them at least.
Well, you know, Keith, the ball would have been placed on the 40, 47. That would have been a 57-yard field goal.
He could make it.
He could have made it.
With the wind at his back, he's kicked at 57 yards. But so goes
a young player, eager to get down there.
Yeah, but think how much fun you'd had recapping that story over the years that a man named Lydell Mitchell would, who was a great star here.
Oh, me, Keith. Well, 2 seconds went off the clock. The ball, once it was touched, the clock operator starts the clock. 2 seconds ran off.
Now Penn State's in pretty good shape. They've got to do it all over again. This time he hits it straight up in the air. Fair catch called. Good decision. You can fair catch a kickoff, and Jim Coates has it hit right in the ball game, and he called fair catch, and Penn State has the football with 8 seconds to play in the game.
Let's go back and look at the onside kick attempt again. On the 40-yard line, about 3 players in from the kicker. One of the players...
Oh, you got offside again, but it's declined this time by Penn State.
You can see one of the players gets across the 40-yard line before the kick. Good call by the official. There he is, right inside the circle. He's across the 40-yard line before the kick.
But on this following kickoff, same thing. Alabama offside, but Penn State fair catching the ball. Now all they have to do is snap it one time, and the game is over. And the Penn State Nittany Lions have defeated the Alabama Crimson Tide by a score of 19-17. And 85,444 go home happy, though there were a few 19-17. Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, Tim Brandt. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Roone Arledge. Coverage of today's game produced by Chuck Howard. Directed by Andy Sedaris. Our technical director, Jeff Suarez. Associate director, Jack Graham. Dave Burnson, our stats. Todd Barry, our spotter. This ABC Sports Exclusive has been brought to you by the U.S. Army. A place to be all you can be. By AC Delco, General Motors Corporation. Quality replacement parts for just about anything that moves. AC Delco, the smart parts. By Castrol, the motor oil designed for today's high-performance 4- and 6-cylinder engines. And by Denorex Shampoo. Help stop dandruff itch with an extra relief medicine, but it's gentle to your hair. Denorex Medicated Shampoo. Penn State 19, Alabama 17. Stay tuned now for updated highlights and scores of today's football action on College Football Scoreboard. Travel arrangements made through, promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United, the only airline to serve all 50 states. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.